I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya. Complicate ya.
Alright, shall we get her going?
Yeah, no one's even watching it yet.
Spencer's watching. Oh, your Instagram. Why doesn't anyone watch our Instagram? What's going on with that?
We had a few people last night.
Yeah, we always usually get a bunch. We usually always get some people in here.
Just the people had a tournament, they're all sleeping right now.
Oh, they're on the food court.
At the food court. They should be watching at the food court.
again. Here we don't eat at the food court. We eat at the pub.
Jasper's watching. Great.
Oh, awesome. So we shouldn't say things like fuck.
We're gonna say whatever. This kid's gonna grow up real quick.
By the way, the mic's on now, but
Perfect.
yeah.
Alright, well pumping that tunes, buddy.
Alright, shall we?
We're going live.
Shall we? Let's go live.
Totally out of sync.
It's a latency issue.
It's about the latency. That's
No,
really,
none
that's
of
the
us
case.
are in sync.
Oh, no, because we're not in the band.
No, we're backstreet.
Yeah,
Okay.
back streets,
Back.
back. All right.
Okay. It's getting pretty late, guys.
I got the goals. Yay for Malcolm. You saw Malcolm? Wow.
Oh, where
Hey, there he's over there.
Hey, go later.
Hey, everybody. Welcome again to the Dumb Luck Brewing Video Podcast, episode number 26. Today is an extra special as we've been teasing throughout the last few weeks.
Do we have a beer can for that?
Let's get the beer can.
Oh,
There we
yeah.
go.
It doesn't even
nice.
fit. It's
We're gonna
so
need
huge.
an extra
That's
wide.
I need a
egg.
banana for scale.
Yes.
Banana beer.
Banana for scale. All right. Yeah.
So we have it now. It's finally
we
arrived.
have it, and it's nicely chilled. Look at the
Yeah.
condensation on there. We have two guests as well.
Two former here guests.
Two repeat guests. Apparently, they didn't hate it the first time
They got
around.
scared away.
So they're back here again. We've got Patrick and Richard.
Hello.
Hello.
No, I just noticed on that monitor, I'm like
It's
several.
delayed.
Oh, yeah, you're
It's
really
delayed.
that one.
Look at this one.
Hey, look at me. And
Hey,
then,
Yeah.
I'm in the
no,
future.
no, I'm not moving.
You'll be
over
like, my facial expressions have
Hey,
stopped
look at it,
suddenly.
No, it's like, hey, look at me. Wait, again.
Fun with latency.
Yes, latency.
Actually, it's a delay on the broadcast so that we can buzz the swear words.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Right?
smart.
No,
really
it's
no?
not actually what's happening at all.
Oh,
That would be a good idea.
It would be a good idea.
Yeah, forget it.
Paul,
We're raw and
we should
uncut.
break for our sponsors.
Oh, yes. Sponsor break.
Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Depends Adult Diapers. Visit Depends.com for a pant load of savings.
I'm wearing one right now.
It's the only way we can make it through the whole broadcast.
There we go.
It's going to really become our thing if we keep going around to those poo jokes and
I
poo
think
articles and
so.
stuff. It was a joke that's now become
it's
a thing.
not a joke
This
anymore.
podcast
When a
now
joke
officially
becomes not a
90%
joke.
about poo and 10% about beer.
Well, speaking of poo, has there been a new poo article in the news lately?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yes, Richard brought us up one. Oh no, who did?
I did.
Oh, was it you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so proud
yeah.
of it too.
Road
Yes,
race
I
driver.
did.
Guy pulls the other guy out of his car and he shits on him. And it's like,
Road rage.
I think it was Florida. But it's like normal for Florida.
It's just
all the
average
time,
Floridian
yeah.
behavior,
That's Florida.
Floridian behavior to
Yeah.
just like
He drives him crazy.
to shit on your people.
There's not enough washrooms. In this. You gotta
There's
go on
some
your
type of
car on
problem.
your friend.
They need
right?
more rest stops along the highway,
Yeah.
apparently, because it's just not going to happen otherwise.
So-
All right, today, whoa, I'm all over the place.
Okay.
There we go.
I even numbered them on the screen so I
Look at
can
that.
just at reference read them and just
No worries.
still fuck it up every time.
We haven't even started this.
today-
yet. Imagine
yeah.
we'll finish it.
Today we have a special challenge. As you saw, the Bubba Kerg is here. Actually, it's not a Bubba Keg. That was a Molson product. This is just a Heineken mini-keg. Some assembly required, though. So we're not going to stop broadcasting until we finish this. And everyone here has signed a form stating that if they die, they die.
Yeah.
We bury you in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have my spot.
If he
picked
dies,
over
he
near the
dies.
tree.
Yeah.
Oh, you picked out the tree. That's a
Yeah,
nice
did you
little
want
area.
that?
A little
Sure.
memorial.
So who's
Few rocks
assembled one of
around.
these things before?
I don't know.
It's,
Actually,
it's really
let's
easy.
do an investigation of how this thing's
Oh,
actually
it's difficult.
packaged.
Oh, I'm
Exciting.
sorry.
Hey, Paul, let's actually see how it's all
Let's
packaged.
unbox
Okay, well,
Get
it's
it on
it's
camera.
packaged rather nicely.
Too
Here, we'll go
nicely.
beer cam. We're going live.
Okay.
Oh, that's not it.
That's not the one. There
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
there you go.
You like how Richard and I spent a great deal of time setting the white balance on that properly.
Oh, that was
And
great too.
it's, now it's off.
It looks awful.
Where,
It's a little dark.
I think that camera just is not up to.
Okay, here we go. There we go. So we got these little set of bits and pieces for the tap. Seems to be a little spigot in the top there.
Tap that booty.
Someone had to.
Yeah. Tap that hiney. I'm sorry, I should have gone.
There,
Wow.
there we go.
Damn
Now
it.
we're on.
Okay, fucking
Okay,
we're starting
so
over.
oh
we're
wait,
starting
there's
over.
instructions on the side here. It says put them together and click. Okay, even a drunk guy can do it.
Well, that's an idea.
Well, you guys understand. That was some live
Yeah.
cam
That's
action
right.
right there.
So is it gonna spray everywhere now?
It probably will. Don't
When you
aim
press
it.
it down,
Don't aim it
it'll
at
spray,
the.
yeah. You know.
Oh no!
And to pour it, you press it down.
You press it down and pull it up.
How do you?
Does this one have a pump or anything on it?
I'm
The old
so
ones had like a.
confused.
There you go.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I think we might have some. Oh,
Yeah.
Can we tip it while we run it in order to prevent it from giving us head?
Well,
You don't
Which-
like
getting
any
head?
like any keg, the first couple
It's
taps
a bunch of guys here, so.
we kind of just shake
Oh,
it
look,
around
it says
here.
it's still going live soon.
no, I'm getting rid of it. I'm trying to.
There,
move it
I got
myself.
it. I got it.
Yeah. There we go.
The precious beer is escaping.
It's escaping. Okay, it's gonna be beering all over the place.
Do we
here for a
just leave
while.
it for a minute and then maybe we'll. be
No,
less
for
carbon?
the head to actually drop out of this thing, it'll take forever. We'd have to leave it here basically overnight.
Well, can you pour? Does it pour slowly or is it like
go.
off or on?
That was pretty good, actually.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Now
Yeah,
we're good.
good job. Getting
Oh.
some minor cavitation going. Ease up on the throat.
What do you got going on there? Yay for Malcolm. I got
Yay for
vodka
Malcolm.
Yeah.
And an underage fella is watching.
Hi,
Yeah.
underage
I was
person.
drinking.
You're gonna
I
learn a
think
lot about
the guy
drinking
and the gal. Oh my God! It's spilling out everywhere here.
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Is there
It's
no
a beer
seal?
catastrophe.
Okay, the first one's gonna be heady beverage.
No worries.
I gotta say,
I
one
think you just pour it
improves a
super
little
fast.
this is pretty
There you go.
fun.
There's no head when you pour it super fast.
Why is that how it works?
Oh, I
That
mean,
would
that's
be
how
like the
restaurants
opposite
do.
of it.
Yeah.
That's how it works in restaurants,
Oh.
anyway.
That's that thing coming up again.
That's getting pretty
Una
good. There, Paul.
mas.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
You can hear it like gurgling away there. What's this cam look like here, Brian? The pour cam number 2.
The four cans
Oh,
aimed at me.
someone did at the camera.
He's watching
pouring it everywhere. Nobody saw that. Both here waiting to be entertained till I throw them in bed. Okay.
That is.
Pretty nice looking
That's a lot of
beer.
foam coming out of that hiney.
It's a foamy hiney. All right, boys, let's begin the challenge here.
What? There it is.
Look at
All
this
right,
challenge.
cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Rock the head.
It tastes
Hello,
like
Malcolm.
Heineken.
That's definitely
buddy.
Heineken.
You want beer too? No, who wants beer? He's right behind me. Hey, bud. I don't have any treats for you.
It's pretty fun.
I haven't got any beer yet.
The keg action here. This is a
Should probably grab a
towel of some sort.
Do we even have one?
Here, I'll grab your towels.
Oh yeah, I got
Go.
blue towels.
Woo! Bam! Bam! So what else is going on?
Oh yeah. So
Like I said, like we have Richard. He was on our former podcast. Which episode were you on?
Like 10 or something.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
guys
when you
just
weren't
done
there.
I
so
wasn't here
many.
for that one.
We
Yeah.
26. Yeah, we're getting there. I had notes. There we go.
Not bad. Not bad.
There.
So I can tell you one thing right now. I know there's like we caught a little flack through Instagram. Some folks have given us shit for not drinking good enough beer.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You
Just
guys drank my beer last week.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
What is this?
No.
Hell.
the purists out there, like InBev owns like all beer,
Everything.
right? And like Stanley Park and Granville Island, which we've actually drank a fair bit of, Stanley Park, that is. One's owned by Labatt's, the other one's owned by Molson, right? And and people believe that that's no longer a craft brewery because it's owned by some big conglomerate, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, I guess, fair enough. They have control over your recipes now, and they're not going to let you be as crazy with the shit you do. But you're still doing small batches, and I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. Is that bad? Is that no longer a craft beer? I put a Twitter poll up as well. If you want to chime in about that, we can follow along with what you guys think. Fuck them haters. Yes, Donk. Fuck them haters.
So I guess that censor thing we're not turning on. And
Yeah,
so, sorry,
yeah,
sorry
it
to your
doesn't
friends.
automatically-
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe the kids can't read yet. I don't know.
Yeah, read.
Can't understand
Here? Anyway, what do you think? What do you guys think? Oh, some of our guests.
Pressure's on. What do you think?
You're the craft beer guy, so
There you go.
Equal rights.
Equal rights.
Equal.
I think,
Yeah.
honestly, I think beer is a beer. If we're not going to discriminate, I think you should just enjoy beer as the way it should be, right?
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, there's always a time and place for a different sort of beer. Like, do you want to drink a craft stout in the summer? I don't know, probably not,
Mhm.
right? And that's the time when you have
Get
your
us.
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, just but yeah, no, I think beers are beer, and there's a time and place for everything, and your choice is to have Stanley Park, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah.
Gotta agree.
I'm a firm believer in all beers matter.
yeah,
To me, the only difference is
Oh, that's so
do I
good.
want to
No,
drink this or
craft
not
beers
wanna drink
matter
this?
too.
Like, I mean, there are some big name beers out there that are undrinkable, and it doesn't have to be a small beer to be like, wow, this is something weird, right? Beer is beer. It's either I like it or I don't like it. I drink a lot of scotch, and I drink like the cheap blends most of the time. And
So how do you feel about that? Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. So is it kind of like I don't drink Budweiser because it's like a conglomerate, kind of too big now. But like you said, I can drink this cheap scotch. So do you feel the same way about craft beer that you do about scotch, or you believe in all scotch matters as well?
all scotch matters.
all Scotch
Exactly.
matters. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oops.
I mean, there's like two companies that own most of the Scotch distilleries, so really, you're either getting Diageo or Pernod Ricard, which
They
owns
own
the Chivas
everything.
brothers,
Yeah.
or Chivas Regal, sorry.
Chivas,
So
yeah.
basically, it's one or the other, right?
Mhm.
But they let those little distilleries do things their own way. Each of them has a distinct flavor, and
Yeah.
they do things, and
If they fuck with that, then it's could ruin the brand. Yeah.
but it doesn't really affect the conglomerate.
Yeah,
The conglomerate's just there to push that to new places. You
Mhm.
can't take a beer that's like some tiny little beer and then like sell it across the world.
Mhm.
But you take a tiny little beer that's got an excellent flavor, maybe gets bought by someone like InBev, and then you can get it in Japan or Korea or
Get
India
that distribution
or
network and
Mhm.
you can start spreading it around.
Exactly, you
Get a
kind of need
bigger
that
market.
network.
And that's something you can't do with just like a small brewery that might operate on their own, but with the help of another company that would own them, now it's possible, right? So
What do you think, Brian?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, is it like beer different than Scotch, as in like the quality wise? Is there going to be like ones that are really bad? Because we've all had like a shit beer or whatever.
Well-
Like if you bring up maybe like Budweiser or something like
Yeah.
that, where it's like, it's okay, but
There's
then
rough
a time and
whiskeys out
place.
there.
Can I redirect?
Yeah,
Can I
but-
redirect?
Go for it.
Budweiser is perfect if you're like out at a baseball game or something. You want something that's extremely low in hoppiness. You want
Yeah.
something that's mostly water because you're sweating. You're out
Think
there.
about all the
drink a
Mexican
lot of
beers,
it.
right?
Perfect.
The
And that's-
Mexican Coronas.
People say American beer is bad, but it's like it's warmer there, so
Yeah.
they're gonna want beer that replenishes their fluids.
Yeah.
because otherwise they're just peeing out most of it.
there's
Or-
a time
and
and
it-
place for everything, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like I guess in the case, like wherever sometimes talking to these Americans or whatever, and like, oh, I pounded a 20-pack on the weekend, yeah, and I'm like,
It's like 4% by volume.
yeah,
Wait,
so
You're not doing that
but-
with IPAs.
Oh, hold
yeah.
on. That whole thing's a myth, Paul.
Mhm.
I heard about that.
In
20
America,
pounding 20 beers?
their alcohol is generally like by weight and ours is by volume, but it tends to be about the same actual
Specific.
alcohol content. It just looks like it has more because the percent is different.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
our beer is somehow
It's a
like
different
moonshine
measure.
of beers. But
Yeah.
No, it's still all about
Which
5%.
which I've heard in the Americans say that about Canadian beer. Oh, it's so strong, but like you
Placebo
said,
effect,
it's
man.
all placebo.
Yeah. And Vex Agony, he's like, "Are you serious? Another Dumb Luck Brewing video podcast? Awesome!"
I don't know. Who
We're
that
very
is.
Thanks, Vex.
Awesome.
We are serious.
Yeah, and
Vex.
Donk also says Budweiser is piss.
There is a time and
There we
place
go.
He's
for some
getting
Getting
drinking
out the
some
old
piss.
little poke stick, poke. Yeah,
All right,
absolutely, I agree with you. It's beer's beer, and I think it should be judged by the taste. Like,
We're drinking Heineken.
This is
and
good.
I have
I
friends
want to drink it.
that are like European and they say, "I'll never drink that shit." But I'm like, I drink Stella Artois, and then people tell me, "Well, that's the kind of beer that British people who wear wife beaters and generally are
it's
you know
it's the
hang out-"
Budweiser of Europe.
exactly, and
jeez.
it's like. But
Some
you know, it's
fancy
fancy to me
Europeans,
because
yeah.
I'm here in Canada and we have, you know, like Labatt's Blue and it's just terrible.
Oh, does someone else want to tap?
Yes.
Because it's fun.
By the way, for people who just joined up, we're drinking
Try
this Heineken here today.
Yep.
Where's our beer camp?
You're right.
Oh, there you go. 5 liters. Oh, very nice.
That's a great
That's a
pour.
great shot.
Oh,
Maybe a little more tilt there.
this way?
Yep, tilt there and hit it max wide open. I think that worked really well.
I got the big end of this game.
Oh.
Change it
Still not
up.
ahead.
Whoop.
I like giving you guys head.
Yeah, put
Oh,
it like
thanks.
right against the glass. The nozzle there. Yeah,
That's cavitation.
yeah, less air, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I gave myself a really good pour, but sucks for you guys.
Thank you.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
If we run out soon, we're gonna be real disappointed.
We have scotch to drink as well.
Ah,
Yep.
perfect.
Okay.
It's piss. Chug, chug, chug. We're working on it, Vex. We're not stopping this broadcast until we finish this
I
bad
am
boy.
not a brew guy.
Like I was trying to make a comparison. Like, let's say if you talk cars to Scotch.
Yeah.
You're talking a Scotch, like a really high-end Scotch, or you're talking like a Porsche against, and like a lower version is kind of like your Mercedes or your, you know, or
It still gets you there.
Mercedes are pretty nice.
yeah,
I
well,
don't
they're pretty,
know.
but it's, as in they're really close.
They
Now,
all-
if we're talking,
All single malt scotches are like supercars.
exactly, that's what I mean. Now, if
Yeah.
you go to and
But some
suggest,
supercars are worth, 300,000, and some are worth
Millions.
4 million.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
so it's
We're
like
talking super.
There, you know, the thing about that is that it depends really on its aging, and like for instance, BC Liquor Store sells a Macallan called Macallan Reflection. That's a Highland malt, and it's $1,500 a bottle for 750 mils.
Woo!
I'm sure it's excellent, but I'm not paying for that.
Yeah. It's a level of depreciating gains. It becomes
No.
Depreciating gains,
like you're paying more and not getting as much benefit from it, right?
possibly.
Like,
think
but
if
it's the prestige,
It has an
right?
extremely fancy
It's like
bottle.
you go to
and
buy
display.
like one of those fancy Hermes purses or whatever, right?
I should post
you-
this on Dumb Like Brewing.
You
The
can't.
Birkin
What
bag.
about
You can walk in there with all the money in the world, they won't sell you one.
Oh,
You have to be a loyal customer
Yeah, there's
to get
a way
it,
to buy it.
right?
There's a way
So
to
like
buy
you
it,
have to.
yeah.
It's a class thing. It's like money can't even buy you this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just it becomes prestige.
What,
Sorry,
you know-
Brian.
It's not on the page yet.
Oh, that's
What?
too bad.
You posted on your page.
I posted on my page. That's why there's only.
That's why it's not going out to the
thing
millions
is,
of
Paul,
fans.
It said 20 glasses. Are you doing half glasses? Because this will take a while. Yes, it looks like
Yeah,
half
It kinda-
glasses.
we
we
kind
have
of
to. There's
are,
so much
sorry.
foam in this
Brian,
thing.
why do
Foam
I
is-
keep doing stupid things like
That's
that?
okay. That's why I'm here, man.
Yeah.
The thing about the like the designer stuff is like, you know, you can buy like that lady that died, Kate Spade. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get Kate Spade.
Yeah.
What's that?
Or you can buy, you know,
No
buy the
pizza yet.
knockoff product, Cat Spade, and it might look the same, and all it differs is the
Are you
C
hungry?
versus a K in it, right? So, hi.
We have a special guest. We won't put her on film.
Unless she wants to come on.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
But you can talk
Hi.
about what you're drinking today.
Sparkling water.
Sparkling
Oh, yeah,
water.
that's excellent.
How much?
We got a
who's this
version of
sparkling
that.
water?
Yeah, we have sparkling water as well.
Yeah, I
Just
know,
5%
golden
alcohol
It,
Sparkling
it was
water.
water. at
by
one point.
volume.
But yeah, we're actually talking about getting pizza later. So I think,
Actually,
Oh,
you could
pizza.
order it if you want.
yeah, she's just talking
That
about
would be great if you could, because
Make
it
that
takes
happen.
like half an hour
Sorry?
to get here anyways.
Oh,
Panago.
what do you guys think?
Yeah, what kind of pizza should we
What
get
kind
out
of
there?
where should we order from? No one is. Nobody knows.
Don't worry, 12-second delay.
I don't care.
It's usually about a 25-second
I
delay
don't
for
care,
people
it's
in
all good.
Kamloops. So
Yeah. Beer pizza. Beer pizza. Is that like the bread is made with spent grains? Is that beer
Maybe.
pizza?
Well, pizza bread does have yeast in it, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can bake with spent grains. You've just taken all the flavor and nutritional value out of it. Now it's just fiber.
Yeah, it's mush. Yeah.
That sounds gross.
Fiber with a mild bit
I
of
don't know.
flavor.
There's 5 of us, so probably what do you think? 2, 3?
Pretty
Large.
easy. So
What do you think, Paul?
Yep, I think that sounds good.
3 large. Okay.
Pretty large.
So get like a deluxe or whatever. That's the usual complement of vegetables and
we
meats
get
on it.
shot in on
You
Richard.
know your standard one. It's like everything.
Talk to
I
the
don't know.
camera.
What do
Talk to
you
the
guys
camera.
like for
bro.
pizza?
I'm pretty
Do
easy.
you have any vegetarian or other requirements? No,
Do you have any
no.
dietary?
They're gonna get
restrictions?
pepperoni pizza.
I can't do
With
gluten.
onions? I can't do
Oh,
gluten,
God.
except
I
you're
don't-
drinking gluten right now.
I don't do
crap. Oh no!
I don't do
no, I
cheese.
didn't realize.
I don't do cheese or bread.
Hey, remember when I had my
I hate
pork
tomatoes.
allergy?
And meat, don't get me started.
Everyone always told me how not fun it was to order pizza when I had my pork allergy because it would be like,
Pork allergy?
well, that's what the doctor said, but I challenged it after like 20 years of not eating pork,
Yeah.
and I found out pork is delicious.
That is a
You
long
said the hell.
Oh
with
my
it.
god, it's like every burger needs to have bacon now. 'Cause
It does.
my arteries are not happy.
It
but-
almost feels like you're missing something when you just get a regular burger now.
It's like it augments your burger. It's like you got burger and you got fucking super burger.
It's like going from Budweiser to high-end beer.
Well, I used to eat those egg McMuffins without any meat on it because all the meat that came on the egg
Oh,
McMuffins
that's so
was like
strange.
either
The pink
the
disc.
ham or the sausage or the bacon. So it'd be like get the egg McMuffin. I hated it because it doesn't
does
taste like
that?
anything. But now it's like get the one with the ham on it because
Yeah.
it's freaking delicious.
I'm a ham person for like stuff like that, fast food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really bad for you, but it's really delicious.
Usually you get the bacon and it's just like some crumply dried up thing that's been sitting in some tray.
Yeah, I think that's ham that died. I don't know. It's ham.
It's
that's
like the
failed.
ham that was like, yeah, oh, this one didn't
Stale
work today.
ham.
We'll chop it in little strips for tomorrow. There you go.
Exactly. Why do you think the Americans call like ham
Yeah.
Canadian bacon?
I think I seen these at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Hi, Rod Boddick.
Here,
Welcome to the
Take this
podcast.
piece of ham, put it under the hand dryers in the bathroom for a while.
Yes, special guest, Vex. We have special guests.
Two special guests.
Two special guests today.
We needed
We
help
have
with this.
Richard and Patrick. Actually, maybe you guys could to share a little bit about yourselves.
There you go.
We'll start with Richard. Richard has been a longtime friend of mine. You actually might have caught
Long-time
him.
friend of the show.
A longtime friend of the show.
Teacher, listen.
Second time broadcaster. He was on with us in our early 10s broadcasts.
It was a lot colder in here.
It was colder. Yeah, it
We
was
call
still
them the
winter.
early days now.
Yeah. And the backdrop was
That
still
was 2 months ago.
still
Yeah.
the garage
Yeah.
door. Yeah.
Literally.
Richard is a fancy-free spirit who
Fancy-free.
enjoys accounting,
You didn't
long
know
walks on the beach, and
Fine scotches.
fine scotches.
Which actually, you happen to bring a fine scotch today.
I
Do you want to
did.
discuss that
Okay.
and go into your whole background at the same
So,
time?
Yeah. Okay.
How about you tell us everything about
the
you?
thing about being an accountant is you quickly become an alcoholic. So you learn to switch things up from just beer. Because beer is great, but 5% alcohol by volume is nothing like 61% alcohol by volume. This is
Wow.
Aberlour Abundant cask strength beer.
That is a nice looking
It
beer.
is-
Cask strength
it is
Scotch.
delicious.
beer.
Yes, it's beer, sure. The benefit of it is that most spirits are 40%, and that was just to avoid some taxes in Europe. So this-
really?
they
I
set
didn't know
they
that.
set a trend where it was like 40% qualifies, and I think England as like beer or wine. Beer and wine is taxed differently than. So this being 60%, it's way outside that range, and it is delicious. So that is Aberlour.
Aberlour. Yep. It's what makes this one special of the Aberlour group? No, that one.
This one's a non. There's no age statement to it, but it's particularly smooth. It's what we describe as a sherry bomb. A sherry bomb is a type of Scotch that's been aged in sherry casks or sherry butts, as they're called. So it has a particularly floral
It's
taste.
It's all over.
Anyways,
I was trying to be
Everybody.
I was trying to be discreet with that, and it's terrible now.
Loaded on all these friggin' cords here. We
There you
got
go.
zap straps.
It's okay.
you had it.
We're-
So, anyways, this one
There
in
we go. Get those
particular
things
is
mounted.
based on a recipe they discovered when they were renovating their distillery. The recipe dated from the late 19th century. So,
Really?
But the thing about it is it's pretty delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to like scotches from the Speyside region of Scotland versus the Islay scotches, which are island ones like Lagavulin. Yeah, because of course on the island they have a lot of peat. So when they want to dry out their mash, they're drying it out with peat smoke, and it tends to taste like the inside of a fireplace. Now that's not necessarily bad. It's just it's a different flavor profile. Speyside, they tend to not have any peat. I think they might have used it up years ago or something. So it's just like some of the scotches they'll import peat from Islay or the other islands in order to use it, but for the most part it's pretty unchallenging, very floral, with a really nice finish. So.
I do. I like Aberlour, and I haven't had this one specifically, so I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna try it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Should we try it before we get too deep into this?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel.
We're gonna be just so that
pretty wasted.
Yeah.
I had 2 on the go before I even showed up here.
He's doing great.
Richard and I had a beer beforehand too because we were waiting.
What were you drinking before?
We were drinking the Steamworks. I had the IPA. Richard had the Pale Ale here.
Yes.
Pilsner, sorry. Yeah.
It was delicious.
It's a gooder.
Not a particularly challenging beer.
Sneak around.
But, yeah,
There you go.
the Aberlour away.
No, it looks good. It's a good shot.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I have a few bottles of that. Not this particular one, but I'm like a hoarder, so every time I go to duty free, I pick up like something of something.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been calling it Arbalour, and I'm realizing there's no first R.
Yeah,
No.
it is.
What is it
definitely.
called?
Jeez.
Aberlour.
I've been calling it Arbalour, and then
I think
what's
the town's actually Aberlour that it's from. So.
and what's the one with an L that you mentioned?
Lagavulin.
I called it a Laughlin.
It might actually be pronounced like that. Scottish names are weird.
I've been
This
calling
is
it
like
Laughlin.
Abunad. I don't know. Abunad. I have
Names
no way
with
to
a
know.
G in them, you don't really pronounce the G.
Yeah,
like
I guess
Kaylee.
that's- Yeah, exactly.
Kaylee.
That's Irish though. That's a little bit different. I don't know.
Irish, Scottish. Is
Well,
there a difference in
okay,
pronunciation?
some of the words that they use in Scotland are based on Old Norse, believe it or not, not Celtic. So I don't know, to be honest. All I know is that
Richard knows
this is
everything.
delicious.
He
I
really
do
does,
not.
and look, I'm just so blown away by how much you know about Scotch. I buy Scotch, and I have like one bottle from like all the distilleries, and they don't taste the same.
I'm coming to your house. Scotch
Oh my God.
tasting at
Could
Patrick's.
you tell me Talisker? Because I feel like that one is the most different out of the rest of them.
Oh,
I've never
Vex
had that.
lived
It was
in Scotland for a long
expensive.
time. He grew up there, in fact.
All right, maybe
So,
you can tell us what the names are.
Yeah.
Well, how do you pronounce a G?
Yes, is it
You know-
Lagavulin or?
Yeah, is it Lagavulin
Laughlin,
or
like you said.
I
You might be
Laughlin?
right.
No, I was just.
I am not an expert
I
in
just
Scotch
said it
by any
really
means.
quick. I didn't know what I was saying.
So Vex Agony
We're an
says-
expert at bullshit. That's how we do
I'm
it.
pretty
Yes.
good at that.
We're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
definitely an expert in
It's
bullshit.
so, do we want to try the Scotch
We do,
before we get
I
into
think.
another cup?
Wait,
We have little glasses to put them in so they're not mixed with the beer because you want to get that.
Absolutely.
Definitely, I will go.
Let
and
me open
grab
up the
those.
bottle while we're on camp to give it a
Let's
little
see,
bit of time to breathe because it is cask strength
My
and
goodness, this is like a
it's a little
monumental
strong.
moment.
Do you have a knife? Because this thing's fished open.
You got a knife. Check the
Oh,
old
look,
tool.
no, never mind. I
he's
got it.
He broke,
It's
broke
wax.
the seal.
Clearly did not need
that,
a knife.
so-
You were too strong.
Take a whiff of that. It is beautiful, isn't it?
Smells very good.
So, what do you smell in that?
Well, it's definitely the sherry is the overpowering note on that, but
You know what? I'm actually surprised at how strong it does not smell. Like I'm
Like
I
not
was ex-
alcohol, like
Yeah, I was
jet
expecting
fuel?
like chest hair burning off
no,
everywhere,
like
and
I
this
said,
is very
Speyside,
mellow.
no peat in this.
Oh,
You'll notice
wow.
that actually the texture of the liquid will be a little bit different in the mouth because it's 60% alcohol. So it's going to be a little oilier, like because it's a volatile organic compound versus say something that's got a lot of water in it. So
It's over here.
definitely. Is that the right camera?
Oh,
Nope.
good
Oh,
enough,
you want
good enough?
Bam,
Let's get
bam.
the one. Yeah, there we go. So bring it back, and now it's in focus. Great. So this is batch 56. This is the only batch I've ever had because this is the third bottle I bought, and because this doesn't seem to move all that fast, it's still the same batch. So
Wow.
other people have been reviewing for the last several months batches in the 60s now, but in BC we apparently bought a whole bunch of, I guess, the liquor board, and then just held on to it forever. So eventually I'll get to try a different batch, but this is pretty delicious on its own. So apparently every batch is a little bit different.
Nice. We get a special treat today from our big.
There we go.
big Oh,
He
he
forgot the other
leaving
two
it.
glasses. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Anyways,
So what we were talking before about like basically said like with scotches and stuff like that, they're
Different regions. You said.
different regions. Yeah.
Right.
the level of quality is all pretty up there. Like,
Well,
can you really get a bad one or
yes, you can, but mostly it's to do with the aging. Like a lot of them, like this one, don't have an age statement on it because Scotch has become so hugely popular in the last 15 years that now they've run out of like the stuff that's like 15, 20 years old. So it's like, we're gonna push this stuff. They push it in the smaller containers for the purposes of letting it rest and getting the flavor, and that helps. But at the same time, it's not as smooth as something that's like 26 years old. Yeah, because normally you get 20 or 12, 15, 18, or 26 years or more, and then it's like, you know, that's usually if someone forgot about the cask and
Oh wow!
It's been in the back of some warehouse
exactly.
somewhere.
In this case, no age statement. Don't know how many years, but probably a minimum of a few.
so they just stopped putting it on there, so at least people start buying it. So
Well, if you
looking
ever
for
hear
these
about a green bottle,
unicorns.
green bottle of Glenfiddich, which is also a Speyside, that one doesn't have an age statement either. Neither does the Valentine's, which is of course a blend.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to put an age statement on a blend, right?
Valentine's you kind of mid-range kind of.
No, Valentine's is about as cheap as it gets.
Yeah, cheap.
I wanted to say
right?
cheap
Okay.
because that's
this
our
one
bar
here
Scotch.
for about $120 gets you this size bottle. For $50, you can get a 1.75 liter bottle of Valentine's.
Yeah,
It's about as cheap as it gets for Scotch, and to be honest, it tastes fine.
it's a great drinkable Scotch. for
Exactly, it's a good day-to-day Scotch.
sure.
in
Vex
case you don't
says
wanna-
that usually skip the G,
Okay,
and he says your accountant friend has things wrapped up pretty tight.
awesome.
Yeah.
Looks so good.
I think
Thanks,
even
Vex.
if you're lying to
He
us,
grew
we'll
up in
probably believe
Scotland,
you.
so
Could you take a moment and tell us about why scotches are different colors? Because I have a bottle of Glenmoray, and that's almost Heineken color. Like
Okay.
it's very light. And then I have a couple things that are not this dark, but also pretty dark.
This one, because it's cask strength, is just a little bit less dilute. But other ones sometimes have color in them, like added colors. Most of the time, not so much. But they want it to not be too clear. But I think it really depends a lot on the mixture of materials that go into it too. Yeah, this one's kind of red, probably from the cherry cask.
And it looks really nice.
So, anyways, I'm gonna pour a little bit.
Let's pour a little taste. Don't need a full finger.
No,
or whatever.
God, no.
Just
I
a
know.
taste.
Like that much or more?
Just a little bit more.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Yeah,
Like that.
that's good.
So do you have like a?
This one,
It sounded like it was flying out of there. I was like, yeah.
Did you see that video where the lady was cooking? She's like, "I'm just gonna add 2 shots," and she goes,
Yeah,
glug, 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 glug.
that became a gift, man.
Yeah, oh my God, it's
They
so
like
funny.
looped it. Did you?
That's my kind of bacon.
so this stuff, I tend to put a little bit of water in it because it can get a little overwhelming because if it's just the alcohol by volume. So
There was that gentleman. Oh, thank you. There was that gentleman on Global, and what he does is like he dips his finger in and he puts room temperature water in like a that mixer thing, and he dilutes it until it's 20%.
wow.
What are your thoughts on that?
That's stupid. Sometimes I might add 1 ice cube to it and dilute it a little bit, but that's just enough to get it nice and cool. I have in the past put bottles of like particularly
Oh, it smells really good.
particularly
It smells
strong
amazing.
bourbon. I
Smells
put it
sweet.
in the fridge because it would calm it down
Keeps
quite a
it
bit.
right
Yeah.
in your nose too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways,
Cheers.
cheers.
Whew.
That's tasty though.
It's fruity. That's why I like it. 'cause-
Oh, it's so fruity.
exactly.
Right
Like
in
I
your
said,
nose.
cherry bomb, right? So
But I think I did watch that video where the guy he mixes it to a certain percentage of where it's supposed to be drinkable.
He was on, I think it was Global, and he just like rinses glass.
He said he was
chucks
a
it across the
Oh, yeah, he
stage
chucks
studio,
it.
and everyone's like, "Who invited this guy?"
Yeah, like he'll take it, put it in his glass, and then be like, "Okay, chuck it."
What about that guy?
He
There's
cleans
a
the
guy
glass.
online that
Maybe,
does
maybe
all
that's what
the-
it was. I don't know.
Well, there's an online guy, and he's like no bullshit bartender, and what the fuck do you call someone who's a sommelier of all sorts of beverages?
Yeah.
Anyway, and
usually wine with sommelier.
yeah, but you can be a sommelier of beer too. Stuff like
Really?
that. Yeah.
I think those are called snobs.
Those
Those are called snobs.
But,
I know a guy who got his like license to be a sommelier.
Yeah.
He went to school with me at LSS. So
Anyway, he does like these YouTube videos, and he's just such a personality, like really subtle, super subtle. Like he's like the gentleman's bartender, but at the same time he's crass as fuck, and so it's like it's pretty fun watching him do his thing. He's like, you put your nose in whatever, but
Little does he
it
know.
smells good, right?
Little does he know, the rest of the population, we're just drinking to get a buzz.
Yeah.
That's what the Valentine's is for. It's like, okay, Scotch,
Yeah.
unchallenging Scotch. It's neat, and it has no lingering aftertaste. This one is a bit of a note at the end. It's kind of like an apple, I guess. I don't know. The finish, it's, like
It's a fruit. It's definitely.
But if you notice, because
but I can smell.
higher,
I can
this
taste
is the higher
cherry.
alcohol. You notice that it's oilier in the mouth than say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
just interesting because it's more
Okay.
like just, I'm gonna drink.
You
this,
really nailed it with that. I didn't. I wouldn't have said oily, but you absolutely. It feels.
It's not a
coating.
bad thing, and I don't mean oily like it tastes like motor oil. No, it's just
My favorite.
Quick steak.
Quickest.
No, this stuff is like really good. Like once you actually taste expensive stuff, oh, that's why people drink it.
It's
Okay.
not that expensive.
I just want to
You just said it
welcome
was 70.
people in our room
What?
there.
Did you say
Commander
it was
Root,
70?
No, 120
Don't-
bucks, but
Shout Games, Stoli, and
Scotch
Vex Agony. Make sure you say hi to each other, guys.
There you go.
yeah, the thing is, it's not when Scotches go, it's not that expensive, and like I said, no age statement. The Aberlour 12 is smoother than that, but less expensive. Than
Speaking
it
of that, when I went to the liquor store today, there was sampling stands, right? And
My favorite.
yeah, one was doing 3 different Johnny Walkers, right?
Wow.
They were doing the red label.
the blue,
No blue.
No
Yeah.
blue.
They can't afford that,
don't
man.
put
They
that
cannot
stuff
The
on
red
there.
label?
the black,
The black label and the green.
the green one. Okay,
The
I
green's
want the
pretty
green one.
expensive.
The
Yeah.
red and the black are single malts.
Yeah.
And
And they're not bad. Like they're
no, one's
that's what
12,
I
one's 15, and then the green
I thought
is
they
a
were all
blend,
blends. I
right?
thought they were all blends.
Is that
No,
one?
he said these
Is
are
that one a
single malts.
Highland malt? I mean, I'm trying to remember where Johnny Walker's based out of.
I
because
guess.
it's not peaty, but at the same time,
It's a
more,
little
It tastes
bit.
like the oak.
The
to
red-
me, so
Yeah, the red and the black both had a note
Mhm.
of smoke to them, right? But I was really surprised with the green, and they're talking about like you want to mix this with ginger ale, right? And it has a really like a sweet flavor when you mix it with the ginger ale, which is like full of sugar, right? Of course, but yeah, it was side by side tasting them.
Mhm.
The blended one was my favorite. I liked it the best. It was smooth. It had no bite to it compared to the 15, which was also very smooth, right? But smokier, right? It was interesting. I was just like, just having side by side, taking those samples.
what I did a Scotch tasting at a Robbie Burns night that was held at the Pan Pacific, and some of them were like there was like this local
Welcome.
Scotch. They weren't exactly the local distillery, but I think they had blends that they did, and one of them I think they actually called the Fireplace, and that's very smoky.
Yep.
So,
Smoke you the better.
I remember
Some
I
would say.
actually went to the bartender, and they're so snobby about their scotches there. I was like, well, I'm here. I'm gonna buy a scotch, right? I could buy a beer because the bartender had all that. I'm like, well, I guess I'll have the Glenlivet, and he's like, okay. And I'm like, do you mind putting a little bit of ice in it? He's like, oh, that's fine because it's a lesser scotch. I'm like,
What?
It's like, you know what?
Holy
just drink scotch
shit.
that you like, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh my god! Like
Say goodbye to that guy's tip.
Pretentious
What I-
Seriously.
what I kind of liked about the Japanese whiskeys.
Oh, I
right?
love that stuff you
They're
bought me.
delicious. Yeah, Hibiki is, I think, my favorite. Toki is their like cheaper one, which is like right on par with the Glenlivet, Glenfiddich 12-year stuff. But their Hibiki is like one step up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the website, they have like ways to drink each of these things, right?
Oh god.
And stuff. And so they're not, even though it's like their high-end scotch, they're not pretentious at all about mixing it a little bit. Like, it's not about like diluting it with orange juice or something like that, but you hit it with a little soda water, stuff like this. And their bartender claims to have invented the sphere
Oh, the
Wow.
sphere ice cubes. Yeah.
Specific-
That's a big deal.
specifically for the Hibiki.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
And there's a little video of him doing a demo, taking a solid block and right?
It's a
Because
way
it's
to-
Japanese.
stupid way to
They
make
do
it.
these things.
I hope he knows there's molds now.
Yeah.
I have a Valentine's one in my freezer right now.
I have 3 of them, or 4
Yes,
in my
exactly.
freezer right now. But yeah, he's just. But it's really cool to watch. He's just like with this like spiky, fucking ice chopper thing, right? Makes it into this like perfect sphere, and then
guy.
like throws it in the glass, and
So he's chopping
then-
ice cubes up instead of just
pours-
freezing them in the cube.
he
This is in
pours
Japan?
the whiskey out onto it, right? No measuring, just like pour, and then uses a spoon, right, along a bartender's spoon, and just like starts doing this sort of like pulling it,
Oh my
and it's like
goodness.
zing, zing, zing in the glass. It's like the perfect size for the glass too. It's
Yeah.
like touching all the edges, you know.
Yeah.
like he did that by hand, which is pretty impressive.
Okay.
Right, and he's like spinning it, and then like all the little ripples are like melting away, and it's like
Wow.
into like this like just slightly divoty sphere. I was like, it's kind of mesmerizing. I could
Yeah.
watch this for a few times. You know, it's like it's pretty
You
neat.
gotta admire people that have that dexterity.
Yeah.
They can do those kind of things. So me, it's like I grab a tool, I drop it, you know?
Yeah.
or I run into a ladder like I did yesterday.
Like
so.
yesterday, yeah.
Yes.
What happened with your ladder situation?
Okay, it was one of those little. They looked like fire trucks, but they're meant for pressure washing. And they had parked it, and I went to grab the mail. And there was like a unique, like a classic car parts catalog. So I just look down and I start reading it and I'm walking towards, and I walked past the truck, or at least I thought I did, and then like that right into the ladder. And you know what? That sound in cartoons when someone hits someone in the head and it goes donk.
Yeah.
That's the sound you hear in your head, and it's like I was like, wow, okay, that sound is accurate. Oh man, boy, it took forever to feel right after that. I didn't get a concussion or
So
anything.
did you
but
fall down or?
I did on my elbow. So
Yeah.
it was scraped a little bit, but you know, there's a little bit of blood, but all good.
Nothing a little scotch can
survived.
fix.
There you go.
Nothing
Yeah.
a little scotch could fix. Yes, exactly.
Now here you are on the Dumb Luck Brewing Video Podcast.
To tell this great story.
It'll fix what ails ya.
Sure.
Exactly.
Well, scotch will fix what ails me.
It's fixing something right
Miracle
now.
alcohol.
This stuff is good.
It is good. I
This is
know.
pretty
This is
good.
60% alcohol, and it doesn't burn that much.
It's warming.
It burned
Oh,
that much.
but for 60%,
You're gonna
For
get that.
60%,
You're
this
gonna
is
get
pretty
that. Like
good.
you put
This
an
is
ice cube
pretty
in
good.
this, and you get it
Yeah.
down to like
Drop down to like 40.
50.
Yeah,
It's like
then
like the other stuff,
I
and
could-
it's
yeah.
super smooth.
But it still doesn't have that super harsh taste at the end, like some even the Johnny Walker like Red Label and stuff does.
It smells really good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super easy.
This is just apple peels. That's
Yeah,
all it
this stuff is dangerous right here.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know,
I'm classy.
That's equivalent of like
Yeah.
2 shots or so of the other stuff, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Exactly.
Well, that's
And-
what you're saying. So basically, is that the same alcohol content? Like if that one, what were you comparing it to? The bigger bottle, the other cheaper Valentine's.
The Valentine's is 40%.
Yeah.
The blend. Like I said, it's just a matter of okay. The tax authority says if it's 40% or less, it's considered beer and wine and not
That is
spirits.
some really
So
strong
that
beer
is
and
why
wine.
you go to the store, and most of them are 40% because they just did that because it's like, well, this is cheaper. Plus, it dilutes it, and because Scotch is in such demand and it's hard to keep up with the demand, they're fine with diluting it to 40%.
Yeah.
No one argues.
Yeah.
This is cask strength, though. This came out of the cask like this, and that's why it is
Wow. Okay.
so brown and so delicious.
Yeah, it is delicious.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, like they age them.
Does our
in,
guest wanna try
in
some?
smaller casks?
Do you like Scotch?
I don't remember the last time we tried.
It's just
Come on in.
Come
Yeah,
on around.
Monica.
Yeah,
Okay.
Monica, nice T-shirt.
Another former guest here as well.
Hey.
You coming back here?
We got
There
some
you go.
space.
Oh, she's
No,
she's
but-
regularly
regular
featured.
Popping in.
There we
yeah.
go. So we're trying this new Scotch
Aberlour,
Avalor, and
Yeah.
it's 120. How much?
about $120.
120 bucks.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I bought so many of them, I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you keep collecting them. Like, I have the stuff that Paul bought me. I've got stuff that other people bought me. It's like, oh, I can't drink all of this. But the stuff I buy by myself, I can replace the bottle, and no one will notice the difference,
Yeah.
right?
What do you think?
Well, it's kind of bad because I have a mint in my mouth right now.
Oh.
That won't affect your palate at all.
Not at all.
No.
But it smells great.
It tastes smooth, but it's not my first choice. It's too flavorful, I guess. And
Too flavorful.
Maybe
To
try again
I
without
hate it
the
when that
mint.
happens.
Yeah.
yeah, next time I'll try without
But
a
hey,
mint.
you guys got matching shirts on. What's
We
going on
do.
there?
Yeah, might have been at a rock show recently.
One of the coolest bands around.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, that. Scroll down on our Facebook feed and you'll see what I'm talking about.
This guy don't wear brands.
Brand free since '83.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
except in his breakfast cereal.
Donk says, "Yay for Monica."
Who is Dom?
Spencer.
You just doxed him.
Yeah, you just doxed him. People are gonna know where he lives.
Yeah, they're gonna hunt him
Yeah,
down.
and they're
You know
gonna know
what?
his children are watching this horrendous podcast.
Well, all they have to
thing.
do is scroll back on the chat to see that. But
No.
nobody wants to be where he is, so it's okay.
That's right.
No.
That's what I said. The delay, 12-second delay here, 24-second delay in Kamloops. It's a little bit slower up there, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. They are sleeping now. Spencer,
There you
we're just
go.
giving you a hard
The
time.
kids are going to
We
sleep.
love you.
All
I
right.
have a question
I mean,
for
Donk.
Richard.
Question
So,
for Richard.
This bottle that you bought, if you didn't share it with anybody, how long would it last you?
A week.
Oh
A
my
week.
god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I would go through a bottle in a week too.
It's
Yeah.
It's that fucking good.
It's that. It's only 750 mils. So you mean I'll be drinking that much on a night, and then
Okay.
Mm.
Friday's like double.
Oh God, no,
double
no!
that.
I never drink enough that I'm sick in the morning. So no.
But
But I am an accountant, so therefore I'm automatically an alcoholic because oh my God, the job is boring.
Can be painful at times. But man, those numbers.
They are numbers.
They are numbers.
They just don't stop.
Yep. Yep. I was trying to pull up a lyric from the rap that you made
Oh
about
God,
accounting.
we're
And-
best at what we do.
Yeah, yeah. We're best
Yeah.
at
We watched that
we're-
one in a previous
because I
episode.
know when
Was
to
that the one I
accrue.
saw? Was
Yeah,
that the one I
yeah.
saw? Wow.
Yeah,
We
that
need
was-
legendary.
That was
that
us
again.
three right here.
Yeah.
Like
Legendary.
Dan Brown, these electrons
like-
flow.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Unlike Down Brown, I really know how those protons
Protons
really flow.
We're the best at what we do.
Because
Subatomic
we know-
particles.
Yeah, oh yeah, subatomic particles of what I do.
We're the best at what we do.
And then you had the
Building
beaters
up
on.
building through and through.
We're the best at what we do.
I don't remember any of my lyrics for that at all.
Because I know when to accrue.
Yes,
There you go.
Thank you.
We're the
All right.
best at what we do.
So I'm not
Because we're
so
so
brain
much
damaged from
better
the
than
whiskey.
you.
That's
So
good.
just search Cracker Pimps on.
Yeah,
on,
get that
YouTube.
Cracker
Oh,
Pimps tune,
no.
download
Does
it.
Pimps have a Z at the end, or is it?
no.
I don't know.
I don't remember what we did. I don't think it's a Z.
Yeah.
We gotta
weren't
do
that
that
cool.
again.
It was pre Cool Z on the end of things. It was
Yeah.
pre that. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We invented it.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. You weren't born yet. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
I love when dead silence comes out. All right, how we transition this one? So you're young.
Transition this into getting more
Segue.
beer.
Well, both of your glasses are empty.
I'm still.
Well, like
Brian, you got some work to do.
I'm feeling mighty warm.
yes, I am not going to be driving anything this evening. So.
Oh man,
It's okay.
I should have kept this in the ice bath.
Is it warm now?
Oh, I think it's getting foamy because
I can put
it's
it
getting
away.
warm.
Do you
I
want
can be
to?
the Heineken
Is
runner.
that bucket still over there? Maybe we can fill up more cold
It's in
water.
the fridge still.
Do you want me to bring it out here or you want me
Yeah,
Sure.
bring it on out. I don't know if there's ice in that freezer. There might be.
This challenge has got
I'll get a level
whole
one.
lot more
Or should I wait?
Yeah,
I
it
haven't really
just
finished
next
it.
leveled.
Now it involves burping.
So I gotta catch up here.
What I
This
like
could
is
be
I'm always
dangerous.
like third or fourth in the end, and there's less head on mine than the other ones.
Yep.
Usually.
That's pretty smart.
So just lucky me. Go first, and you get that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So, Patrick, have you
Just perfect.
have you started any new brewing or
I
anything
have
going on?
not. The reason why it's quite a
now
bit.
it's quarter glasses. Are you drinking with us, Spencer?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess quarter.
How much bring that right in here?
But okay, there's some ice in here, but there's only ice packs in the fridge.
Are they
At least-
cold?
at least-
Yeah.
Are there any in the freezer? I think those ones are kind of spent.
Or do you want to grab some ice?
Yeah, that'll work.
Or yeah.
Okay,
I don't even what it fits.
there we go. Perfect.
Well, we can pour some water out. Oh, you guys tore through the scotch.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
I slowed down on that because
It's delicious, isn't it?
I drank mine fast, so I was watching you, and I'm like, oh god.
I gotta catch up
to this.
I gotta catch up.
I need to be a good
up
guest
to
on this show.
Meanwhile,
Oh, he's already done.
He's like the veteran, like, oh, I pound one of these a week.
When you said that, I'm
120,
like,
120, whatever.
Well, I don't have to. I just enjoy it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing with being an accountant.
Hey,
You know where to skim the money,
there
so
you
that
go.
you can feed your habits.
I have to advise you that I follow the CPA ethics.
Oh, it's
rule.
gonna spill. It's gonna spill.
It's gonna spill up that side.
I don't.
Don't worry,
Pour
we
some
got
of that water out.
We gotta skim. It's just
I don't
I
skim.
know everyone's secrets,
Yeah.
and therefore I get paid.
Luckily, we have a brand new
money.
sink back there.
Oh, did you plug up the hole?
Nope.
Part of it. It's now fully plumbed though. It's just like
Oh, it is.
I need a cap for that bottom.
Cool.
Look at
What are you doing? You poured it all out.
Just a bunch.
that.
Just a bunch. Okay.
Oops.
Hey, how are ya?
Now I'm warm from the scotch.
Yep.
Yep.
Feeling it. Yep, I did pour too much out. Cool. Cool, bro. Is there no tray of ice cubes in there? No? Okay.
Well, you know, that's just a challenge for us to drink it faster. This thermometer is no longer blue.
It actually has a thermometer on it? Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Is
we
it?
drink it until it turns, or you don't
Chill
drink it
until-
until it turns blue.
I don't know what this Fahrenheit is. What is that?
What is this
Oh yeah, what
Fahrenheit?
the hell?
Fahrenheit
Be
like
just about freezing, right? So it says 36.
Aren't
to
Heineken's
41
German?
degrees F.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the metric system?
Yeah,
Ha!
actually.
I don't think they use this keg in the market in Europe.
It's not a
It's
catchy
just
thing.
for it's just for us.
This is an American.
This is an
thing.
American thing right here. We're gonna be okay.
I
that's why
have
it
no
has Canadian
beer.
French on it,
Oh,
right?
you're drinking vodka there? Well, cheers
Oh, yeah,
to your
thanks.
vodka, brother.
Cheers to vodka.
Cheers,
Love vodka.
vodka.
I drink a lot of Cosmo.
Well, now
or at
that
least I used
beer
to.
tastes kind of like
Scotch
water.
and Cosmos. Scotch and Cosmos.
No.
Tastes kind of like water now after drinking that
It
scotch.
does.
I've been drinking a lot of margaritas. I like margaritas.
I must say that
Frozen or shaken?
I like this shaken. I mean, every once in a while you can get away with if you want a cool drink. If you're out in the sun or whatever, you know, out on the beach, out on a cruise ship or something like that. And you want like the blended fruit drinks. But now I've been liking the ice.
Frozen for bulldogs. Like, you know the thing with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Love those.
Those are
But
awesome.
shaken every other time.
Yeah.
Let me
I-
give you another beer there.
Yeah, you bet.
Personally-
I'm starting to have they actually have one at Cactus Club right now. It's a jalapeno margarita. It's just really good. Actually got a slice of jalapeno in it. I don't know if it actually has jalapeno tequila, but last one I had was actually like pretty strong, so it has a spicy feel to it. It's a little bit different. Maybe it's not for everybody, but it was tasty. And what you said, what kind of spirits are you drinking these days? Other than this,
Cosmos.
oh, Cosmos.
Bourbon. I haven't drank Cosmos in a while because it's like too much effort.
it's.
Yeah, I have a bottle of triple sec just sitting on my table. And it's
I think everyone has
Yeah, I
a
got a
bottle of
bottle
triple
of
sec
that,
in their bar and a bottle of like Cointreau.
It's like,
Yeah.
you're
It's like,
you're
I got one of these.
hey, I'm
Yeah.
bored
Yeah,
and desperate for
yeah.
alcohol. I'm gonna drink some triple sec, and it's like, nope,
Who does that?
nope, it doesn't work like that. It's gross.
It's
On its
terrible.
own, yeah, but it does make for some wicked Cosmos. So,
How do I
but
even look
nowadays it's like
Post
bourbon
survey.
or Scotch. Bourbon can be like Scotch, except it's like just imagine way sweeter and way less flavors in it. So
Is bourbon a little bit harsher? Like let's say your
It
your
can be, yeah.
Kentucky bourbons, right? It's all
they,
made out of
I
corn.
don't think
they
they
all
age
distill
it for
from
any
corn.
length of time, really. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all made from corn for the most part, and some of them are like they put stuff in afterwards. Like there's this Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey, and it's just like
Oh,
it tastes
wow,
like
yeah.
diabetes. It's gross.
I actually like it.
Really?
It's basically if you want a cheap booze that's and it's sweet, so it's easy to drink. It's like, oh, you're drinking honey and basically drinking bourbon, right? So
I have a bottle of that, and what I do is I buy a lot, and then I'll drink probably about that much there,
Yeah.
and just let it sit for like since I was 19.
yeah.
So my Jack Daniel's honey, I put a spout on it, thinking I'll use it a lot. It's a fly trap now.
Yeah.
Gross. Okay, that's why you don't
Save
put
that for
spouts in
special
drinks.
guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, have some of this. It's got little bugs in it. It's protein. No, I really like Wild Turkey 101 and Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark is really
I heard lots of the
delicious.
good things about Maker's Mark.
Again, just like the Abunad, it's covered in wax, which makes it fun to open.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think the extra challenge is there so that you have to ask yourself.
I think
do
there's
really
like
need to drink this whole thing today. Or-
there's
Yeah.
a real thing about that, like this keg, right? Like it may not be the classiest beer ever or whatever.
I think
But
it's great.
it's
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do enjoy Heineken though, but like the fact that you get to put the little tap on it and
It is an experience.
and you get to like, we can't let it sit overnight, it'll not be any good in the
Here's the
morning,
thing
whatever
about-
you like. So you're like, there's an experience to drinking it that makes it entertaining and more social.
The thing about Heineken is one of those beers that probably because of the color of the bottle goes bad so quickly. Because you can drink one Heineken and it tastes great, and then you drink the next one and it's skunky, and it's like, okay, what happened to this fucking beer? Right?
That's what I found. That's why I stopped drinking it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
When I first got into beers,
great,
well,
and it's like,
turned 19, it was like, okay, you had your kokanees and this and that, and you're like, oh, well, like, exotic is Heineken. You know?
Exactly. I know.
Let's try something, you know, from out of this world. And and then same thing, it gets really skunky, and that's what I find with like the Stella Artois as well.
I've
You
never
start
had
drinking
it was
those.
like that, but I never buy it in bottles, right? So, and those are clear bottles, and maybe that the sun just gets to them or something. But Heineken, like this, is no skunkiness to it at all. This is delicious.
It's very.
It's a pilsner, basically. I mean,
Yeah,
this isn't challenging. There's like no hops to it, really.
Are those frozen? I just threw them in.
I don't have much ice.
Don't worry about it.
We got an ice factory next door, babe.
Yeah.
Cool. This will last long enough that that's not an issue, really.
The cooler, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
freezer.
We're just updating.
Like I remember, I was in university and I had a professor who was from Germany, and he said, out of the blue, he's like, "We do not drink Heineken." I'm like, okay.
Just randomly.
This is a guy who was allergic to the locusts he worked with.
What?
Because he was injecting them or taking samples out of them with a needle, and he pricked himself with the needle. So he got locust guts into his blood, and that made him permanently allergic to locusts because his body thinks it's the threat.
I didn't even know that you could do that.
Yes, you can do that, and you don't get protein.
You could train a
allergy.
Yeah. So
can you undo that?
I thought you'd
probably
just become part of them
for
and become
forever. Like if you waited for 10 years or whatever, eventually
your immune system
the immune system forgets it, right? So
I'm 100% sure I'm still allergic to peanuts.
Really? Oh, peanuts are delicious.
They're not like pork though.
They're like God's chosen food, except to those people that it poisons. In which case, I gotta ask: are you really one of God's chosen? Or
I get almond butter.
Son.
So I asked my cousin, hey man, so because he had like a bowl of like noodles with peanut soup, and he had some left over, and I'm like, I'm still pretty hungry. Can I eat yours? Yeah, go for it. So I take a sniff and I go, peanuts in here, and he goes, yeah.
You can smell it right away.
I can tell. It smells like hurt.
It smells like pain. It smells like
a trip to the hospital.
And then he's like, oh, don't worry, man. You're not missing out on much. Like salted peanuts, forget that. Roasted peanuts, forget that. I was like, you know, I really wanted to try a Reese's peanut butter cup. Okay, I take that back. That's pretty good. Those are pretty good.
They're tickly.
Donk says that he thinks that was the beginning of the Batman villain Poison Ivy.
Really?
And she injected herself with proteins from locusts? I don't know.
That professor's probably dead by now because it's been like 20 years since I was at
the locust finally got him.
He was in his late 50s then, so
maybe Poison Ivy was his daughter.
Yeah, maybe. God, that would be great with the German accent and everything. Yeah. German accented Poison Ivy. So
isn't Uma Thurman German?
Is Uma German?
Uma is a very German name.
I guess, but you know, you can have like German parents and be like born somewhere else and be like, you've got a disappointing accent.
Well, you know, I have a name like Piccioni. Yet I have like very little in the way of Italian.
But the funny thing is, it sounds exotic to us, but it's referring to pigeons, which are basically rats from the air.
Yep.
Yes, that is the
Piccioni means pigeon.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's like those are sky rats. And it's like your family was like, hey, you know what would be a great last name for our family? Those things that shit on us and go to the city and eat all the food that's on the ground. Yeah. That's what we want to be called.
We're going to be the Sky Rats.
My last name means someone who lived near a hedge. That was how creative they were. It's like, I live near a hedge. It's heck. Yeah. There's other meanings for heck. If it's in Germany, it can mean strong as well, I think, in like old German or whatever. But it generally meant someone lived near a hedge. That's it. That's the only defining characteristic is that guy lived near a hedge. Let's give that to his last name.
That's it. Yep.
Because before like the Middle Ages, no one had a last name. Right? They were like, you know, they might be son of something or other, especially in the Nordic countries where you've got blah 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 son or Anderson or Anders daughter.
Erickson.
Yeah, like
Anderson,
Iceland
yeah.
follows that whole scheme still,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because they've got no last names really. Just imagine you go to I'm gonna look at. I need to find Bjork in this phone book, and it's like 18,000 Bjorks and no last names. It's like, okay, which Bjork am I calling? And just start calling. It's like, hello Bjork. You know?
Oh, hello.
Exactly.
Do you live near a hedge? Oh, my
Like,
grandma
what
did.
does your
Well,
last name mean?
No idea.
Well, Hoffman.
Well,
something.
why would you name last name mean no idea?
He's the guy who coughs. Yeah.
I didn't invent it.
Hoffman.
Oh man.
He's the man who
Is there a
hoffs.
crazy story behind your last name?
No, but like 78% of Vietnamese people have the same one. So
Is it the most
It must be
popular
good.
last name?
Do they all do the same job?
No.
Because like Smith with blacksmith or whatever.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't mean
Carpenter.
anything. It's
I
just
don't
Yeah,
know. What other-
or
we all
Thatcher.
have the same
like,
name.
Thatcher?
like Margaret Thatcher. Like the family was probably making fish
Roofs?
nets at some point.
Is it
Oh.
thatching roofing?
Oh, is it? I thought it was making nets.
Maybe it's making walls.
Holy shit! I don't know.
It must have been
I
all
like
the
that song.
houses.
What is that?
That's
All I know is
Trogdor.
I had a computer virus in the
Burning the
80s
country.
that basically would fill in words after what you
Burning
type.
all the
And one of
peasants.
the things is Margaret Thatcher is a cunt. That's what it would say. Like, so if you typed in Margaret Thatcher, it would just fill in the rest of the sentence for you.
Mhm.
Oh,
That
we
was
just went to
computer
18
virus.
plus right there.
We sure did.
No, he's Australian. It's okay.
They say it all the time.
I'm not Australian. I can't do that accent.
I like how you
What the, was that your
Yeah, that was
Australian?
terrible.
I know. I can't. I don't do accents.
I don't do the accents.
I don't do
I just make a
accents.
funny noise.
Crikey, you can't say that, you cunt.
Okay, at this point,
you
I just
go.
have to be louder than everybody else.
Yeah, just put a
No,
funny
there
little.
we go. Like, Richard's loud now. Yeah.
Being loud's good.
That's it.
Being loud is great.
Yeah.
That, like, Donk says, super pigeons.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So
I had
there you
no
go.
idea. I met Paul and I'm like, you have a very beautiful exotic last name.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Geo.
It's a shitbird.
Is this some sort of past?
Hey, what's up, Paul Shitberg?
My family, my dad's
Skyra-
family, anyways, because I'm half German, half Swiss German, half Italian. Right. So the Italian side has been farmers living in the same little village.
Were they Swiss German?
For
Your mom had an
the
awful lot
longest-
of books about Hitler. I remember. And
The fuck you talking
Here's the
about?
side note.
I don't remember seeing a single book about Hitler.
Oh, there was that. Oh no.
Well,
What was
since we're
that?
drinking Heineken, let's talk about Hitler.
Especially
Heineken's
Brian,
Dutch.
since he's German.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you are.
Hexagerman.
He has an uncle Uva.
Uba.
Yeah.
That's not a man's
His dad's
Which,
name is Axel.
name. It sounds. Yeah, that's cool. That was like.
Is that a
you
true
know,
story?
Yeah.
I think it was like
Yeah,
Axel
name.
Foley.
Axel.
You're like.
No, Axel Hoffman. I didn't
No, that's
Like,
Axel F.
That's
Axel
Axel
Foley.
F.
Axel Foley.
Foley.
Axel F. That's his DJ name.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he's such a life of the party. I'm sure he's a DJ.
I'm glad we got this much beer because this is great.
Yeah, shit's
Do you need
going.
more beer?
Well, I'm looking at your glass. I was going to
I'm
pour one for
definitely
you.
need more
Brian's,
beer.
So let me pour
Brian's
one for you.
lagging on our.
I know.
plan.
Brian,
Thank
what
you.
the hell, man?
I drank two before I came here.
Patrick's got a good
I
pour here.
also-
Look
I
at
also-
this. The
Look
ice
at
is working.
that.
Now,
Oh,
now you
until
said
the end.
that.
Patrick was only giving me
Nice.
sort of head.
Solid pour. Solid pour right
Well,
there.
yours is almost empty.
There you go. Give her.
Yeah, no, I went to the liquor store and basically I was actually looking for one of these and you said you picked it up already.
Yeah.
So this thing's about like $35 for this
Mhm.
guy. And we're looking at, what is it, 5 liters of beer?
Yep.
So does it
Beer can
actually...
is 355 mils. So
So does it actually work out in the...
We've made
Mr.
up
Accountant
for it,
guy,
so-
how's that price point work out there?
okay, well, how many beers
Okay,
is
here we go.
355 mils
Well,
of beer?
it says 20x.
20
20
X
pints?
beers, 20 pints.
Well, yeah.
so
Is that 20 pints?
An
or
average beer is 355 milliliters. That's a can, right?
Or 340...
I'm pretty sure 3.
Three-
This says
A
20,
a pint,
which would
a
tell me
pint,
that.
a pint is technically 14 ounces, right? A sleeve is 10.
So I think that's sleeves that we got there. 'cause-
A sleeve.
That's a picture
A real
of
pint is 20 ounces.
No, are you sure?
At North.
I thought it was. I thought
I'm
it
a
was.
restaurant, and that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Wait,
right.
wait,
Yeah.
British pints though, because they're different.
When we said pint, we meant.
What about an Australian pint?
And then
Why can't we have a regular system where everyone
Also, why are we
inches, centimeters, pints?
Why are we talking ounces? This thing is in liters.
But it's also got Fahrenheit on the side.
We don't know what
This
the
is
hell's
a
going on.
shit show. What engineer designed this badass
I don't
piece
know.
of
man.
I got the calculator out though.
Yeah,
We're gonna
okay.
5 liters divided by 0.355 liters is equal to 14 cans
Okay,
of
try
beer.
335.
335? Are you sure?
Because I
Why?
feel like a can of beer is 335.
No, it's 355.
355?
355
Yeah,
mils.
look at the bottle right now.
That's
No,
370.
that's a bottle.
325.
No.
350.
330.
330, that was actually
let's go
pretty
with
small.
330.
I like to take all my
No, that's a
And
bottle.
reference, that's 15 beers. Not 20
15
beers.
bottles.
15
But-
bottles.
A regular bottle of beer, that was actually smaller.
A
isn't
can
it?
is 355.
But a regular bottle
a can of pop is 355, I know that.
340,
Yeah.
isn't it? Is that 340?
No,
330?
I
sounds
always
small.
thought
it was
Bottles are a little smaller than
I know
the
they're
cans.
smaller, but 330? I didn't know it's that small.
A pint in Canada is 20 by Schmee.
So you agree with
Yeah.
that person
Oh.
agrees with me.
Yeah, you know,
There we
we
go.
should defer to our
The
guests.
next pint I'll
They're
be
the
buying
experts.
for me.
I got 14.08 at 355 mils, so that's how many cans of beer
Okay,
you get out
well
of that.
regardless, we're not making
What
up
was
to
the price
20.
of it?
Yeah, sorry?
What was the price of the mini keg?
$35.
35 bucks.
Okay,
yeah.
no.
So, but what are they
24,
talking about?
24 of beer would be less than
So
that.
what's 5 liters divided by 20 then? That's a real easy one.
What are we doing?
I don't know, we're drunk.
That is 0.25
Yeah.
liters.
So what kind of a glass is
That is
what-
a
That's a
tiny
cup.
glass.
That is a cup.
250 milliliters
It's
is a cup.
That does not look
That
like
is
a cup.
not a
Can
cup.
we take it?
Yeah,
Can we
no,
get
I
a
know,
shot
I
of
know,
that?
but yeah.
That does not look like a cup.
Get out of the beer can there.
Whose
yeah.
cup looks like that?
Well, awesome people's cup looks like that, but you know, alcoholic accountant's cup
That
looks
is
like
most
that.
certainly
That's not a
representing
cup.
a pint.
So yeah, it's 5 liters, and that 20 times is misleading. Basically,
It's Fraser! Oh, buddy! Hey,
Thanks for watching
whoops,
today.
sorry, you already changed the cap. Respect, bro.
Fraser.
Respect. You guys put on a great show last night.
That was a great time.
Dude, the whole event was pretty damn awesome. Yeah, I was surprised. The venue is great. The sound guy,
Awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sound, awesome.
Really? At the bird?
Yeah, the Blackbird was good.
Wow.
The bartender was funny. She was fast, helpful. Like, it was just
Former
a good.
stripper.
Could be. She had fake boobs for sure.
I
But
love those fake boobs.
it was a great
God
experience.
bless fake
And the band's super good.
And they actually had different types of craft beer in there, I guess.
Yeah,
you could
they
say.
did.
The
Only
craft
they had, like,
Budweiser, the craft
no,
Coors.
no, they had.
They only had 7 cans of that winter ale there.
Winter
What's
ale.
a craft
Yeah.
Bud Light? It's the one that comes in the metal
Steamworks?
cans, like
No.
in Vegas. That's craft, right?
Wind
You
River?
can't
I
break
don't know.
those.
That's why they have them in Vegas.
And I love them.
Because there's
You
not
can't break
broken
them.
glass everywhere in Vegas. Otherwise, there would be. It was like, you want Bud Light? Okay, get this metal one.
You got the little
That's
aluminum cans.
They're
yeah.
freaking awesome.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
They do transmit.
You
heat
just
to it.
feel so
dudes
American
get
when you
drunk.
drink them, though.
Well,
What? You feel so American when you
Shmee,
drink them.
have I got
Yeah.
news for you? Shit's already gone downhill.
We're already drunk. Thank
we
you very much.
we actually sampled a little bit of Aberlour's scotch.
I feel fine.
Yep.
He feels fine, but he's not. He really isn't.
Yeah,
Which was
Aberlour.
this
Look at
guy.
look at the alcohol by volume on that 61 point something percent. So 61.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our upgraded beer cam is better, but it's
61.2.
still set at infinite focus, so
Yeah.
it doesn't do macro very good.
We're still looking for that sponsorship from the camera
Yeah.
company.
Dude, Shmee, are you a big fan of scotch yourself?
Because we drank that, and,
Yep.
and it definitely helped getting
That's,
the ball
Fraser.
rolling.
Oh, so it's not a Schmeemel.
Shmeemel.
Is it Jewish? Shmei?
We can call him whatever
Maybe,
we want.
I don't know. I don't judge.
He loves it. Oh, we have to have you on the
I
show.
feel like we need to do another tasting so that they know what we're.
We could-
Oh my
Which
God.
glass was yours? Because I'm kind
Brian
of
is still on
I
the
don't
tasting.
feel like it's so strong. Does it really matter?
Should I dip it?
Okay, as long
It's
as you don't
true,
have
it
any weird things
sterilizes.
like mono, then yeah. Because
It's you just swish it and it's sterilized.
Herpes is fine, right?
Yeah. Who's got herpes?
yeah,
Only half of it.
who doesn't have face herpes, right? Am I right, guys?
Am I right?
Wait, no, not me, not me. As we've been watching. No, not I do not have face herpes.
By the way,
Yeah, let's.
Right.
I'm trying to look at the screen.
Yeah, you just
not
don't-
even reading
you
it.
just all got a mouthful of watch.
you trying to punch your guest?
It's like
Android
this guy.
punch.
I was gonna go this guy and then yeah, no,
The show's gonna
single
end real
ladies.
quick.
He's single.
There we go.
And
yeah.
he's an accountant.
Yeah.
And he drinks expensive shit too. So.
Yeah. But not actual shit.
Not that expensive.
Because I mean, you never want to go on the internet claiming that you have herpes when you really don't. That,
Yeah, I
that,
know.
that can go bad.
Just mono.
You know, it's funny
Like
to
a
say-
virus.
Like, remember the Craigslist personals before they went offline? Because of, in the Americas, they had that
Oh,
thing
they
where-
have?
Well, basically, in the U.S.,
Yeah.
they said, okay, Craigslist is causing people to be able to meet up with prostitutes. So they're like, okay, we're
Because
just
people don't know how to
So
meet up with
they passed-
prostitutes
they-
before.
they passed a
It's
new
never
law.
happened.
Believe
It's
it or
not the world's oldest
believe it or not,
trade.
It's actually made it less safe for prostitutes not having that filter there.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that the Craigslist personals are gone
Yeah.
as a result. And so,
And where was
I
this?
remember you go on
Craigslist.
Craigslist personals
Everywhere.
You'd be like, you look at reading this personal, you'd be like, oh, she sounds excellent. And it's like HPV plus. I'm like, what is that?
Oh my.
Human papillomavirus.
No, sorry, it's not HPV. Herpes, right? It'll be like
Oh.
herpes or whatever, and it'll be like, okay,
or whatever.
do I want to go down that road? No, not yet.
Not yet. I'm not desperate enough for
Well,
that yet.
you know, the
Yeah.
funny thing about that is that like 2/3 of the population has a form of it, whether it's like a cold sore or something.
Yeah.
Most of them don't even see it, like say asymptomatic, right? But you don't know, and you don't want to encounter someone who has like the super virulent, it's gonna make you gross kind.
It's gonna make you gross. You're gonna have sores all over your face.
That's not where else.
And down here.
How did this conversation end up here?
I don't know.
How did we
what I
end up?
wanted.
Welcome to Richard.
Oh, I said Richard was single, and he's like, herpes.
Hey, by the way,
Herpes.
HPV.
Herpes.
Pass Abrador, my friend. 'Cause I am drunk and getting drunker.
Oh, be careful.
There we go.
Okay,
You
all
got it,
right.
you got it.
Okay, I'm just gonna take it from you now.
Safely.
More?
I'll have a little bit. I'll have as much as Paul has.
None?
Well, it's like none.
I don't have any. I would like a little touch.
That's
Just-
pretty much what I got
Ooh,
left in
that's
here,
good.
so I've slowed down a
You're
bit.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
good
That's
for a
good.
bit.
Yep.
We still got all this
So
beer to get
now that
through.
we've cleansed our palate with some beer, let's have another little talk about what we think these flavors are, because it is a very flavorful Scotch. There's a lot in
We
it.
can smell the sherry right off the bat, right? So the nose says,
Yeah.
okay, sherry.
See,
Right?
the initial time when you opened it and for that first pour was a lot of ethanol came off of that.
Yeah.
Like I got a nose full of burn.
Yeah,
But this
felt good.
time,
But it still feels good.
Oh, yeah.
It still feels good.
120 proof. Holy shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
But
like the
When you say
most-
proof, it sounds a lot worse.
I know that's exactly. It's like
Well, because-
your percent. It's
You're
like,
like
whatever.
151. Oh my
60?
god.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
120. Oh,
I know.
Ruh-oh.
See, you just use numbers to inflate it, right?
But now it's just got a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
And like
You know, I
It changes throughout the bottle. By the
Sweet,
time you get to the end, it's a little bit rough. I don't know what it is, but I drink
probably
it.
because you drank the whole bottle before you got
He's
there.
like, I pound one of these a
When
week.
you do that, everything is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the hangover. You've
Yeah.
drank yourself drunken into the hangover.
God, I haven't had a hangover, like a
Yeah.
legit hangover, in like years.
I
Yeah,
almost had one yesterday.
I was
Last week.
knocking the cobwebs around a little bit yesterday
Wow.
or this morning. Sorry.
I hate that I agreed with your the fact that it's actually smells.
There's kind of
does
notes
really
of
good.
caramel
Does
in
smell
it.
really good, yeah.
I'd say a little bit like a cinnamon kind of taste. And there's no cinnamon in
Yeah,
it.
but that's
it
the
kind of,
ethanol
you know,
mixing with
when
the
you, when you talk
fruitiness.
about the flavors of things,
Yeah.
they might not necessarily have it. Like you're like, oh, this is goats of vanilla, but it doesn't have any vanilla in it. You know, it's like caramel definitely.
It's where it sits on your palate. Yeah,
I
I
feel like
can
it should
taste
be in
that.
chemistry class where you're like,
Yeah, waft.
you don't want too
Safely.
much of this, you
You
know?
don't want to
Safely.
like get another full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to be
But
a
yeah.
drug addict.
Have y'all ever been to like a proper wine tasting?
No,
Did you say
never.
y'all?
Y'all.
The majority of my family lives in Texas, so.
Really?
God, that's awesome.
No way.
That's so awesome.
Did you know how useful? Sorry, you know how
Sorry.
useful the word "y'all" is?
It's great.
It is so useful.
It's a very good word.
It's such a useful word.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Hey, you guys. Hey, I'm not a guy, right?
Hey,
Hey,
y'all.
y'all.
Hey, y'all. Oh,
You're not a
hey,
guy?
It's so inclusive. We're an
Oh, okay.
inclusive
Sorry.
program
Don't
here.
assume what he identifies as,
Yeah.
okay?
Did you just assume my gender?
Yeah, it's like you're either male or female or you're jujitsu.
One of those.
There's no gender in jiu-jitsu.
You guys are a bunch of jujitsu, so
I had a question. What does it feel like when you roll with a female or opposite gender? I don't really notice.
Yeah, there's.
I just roll
I
because
just
like
get
some of them
choked
are
out.
rough. Yeah,
Yeah,
some of
exactly.
them aren't very nice.
are
so-
you worried about like hurting them? Because
No.
of course the
Not
difference
at-
in,
not
in
at
muscle
all.
mass is huge,
Well,
right?
but
Not
it's-
at all.
Personally, I always roll differently it depends on the people. Like I always find like I'm not pushing myself as much with certain people.
I do that with anyone who's smaller or less experienced than me. I just no different.
So I'm with someone that's 105 pounds,
Yeah.
and I'm like 195. You know, and some of their techniques I can just muscle out and not make anything happen, right?
Yeah. I make that a rule. Sorry.
I don't know.
I make that a rule that if they're smaller or less experienced, I don't use muscle ever. I try to not. Only technique.
Yeah.
Right? I will apply, a bit of strength, but like if you're like got my collar here like this, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna
Like,
rip your
destroy
collar
their-
off. Right?
destroy their fingers,
I'm gonna use whatever the technique is. I'm gonna lean into it, and I'm gonna push it off. Like
It's not like Kramer in that episode of Seinfeld where he was like doing karate with that dojo full.
I beat them all.
I'm a black belt, and then and they go there and they find out he's beating up 6-year-olds.
Awesome.
Like, I was rolling with I was talking with the brown belt that came to visit our school a couple of classes ago, and he said, "He's like, if you can't beat someone slowly, you can't beat them, right? So if you like have to spaz, like if you have to like get into this like explosive, crazy rolling around style, it's like you can't beat them. That's what, and it's not that that isn't valid. It is valid, but he's just talking about a mindset that you should have because jiu-jitsu is for life.
That's beautiful.
If I'm 70 years old,
No,
it
seriously.
really
Sorry,
is.
don't mean
No,
to find
I'm
that funny.
thinking like even in conversation, if you have to be the guy that has to talk louder or faster in order to try to get his thoughts in,
Yeah.
you lost the conversation. You lost. You're not the person that's leading that conversation.
No.
Anyway.
Well
Oh, shit, I
interjected.
lost.
If all else fails, jujitsu.
I'm gonna fucking rear naked choke this combo.
So there was a tournament today.
Yep.
Did you watch the black belt and then the white belts?
Yes.
Because the black belts were so slow. Like they just
They
walked into it and then they grab, release, take a second to look at each other, and then walk back in. The white belts were very spazzy. They're a lot of more fun to watch, I find.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Exactly. I kind of enjoy watching that.
Well, you
but-
get some crazy technique happening with the black belts, but you have to wait for it.
Yeah.
And they're usually the matches are pretty long too. But it's
10 minutes.
crazy how much just a grip or a no grip or an error. It's like, okay, now you won by an advantage or a slight point, and the match is over. Like you're not going to get that back on some black belts.
How do you get used to? I don't do martial arts, obviously. You can see my awesome body here. I'm not a
Check
martial
out
artist.
my body.
Hey,
maybe
I would
sumo,
never
but-
judge someone's athleticism by their body.
Well, okay.
No.
I got
It
a
is a
question.
mistake.
How do you
No.
deal with that in that you don't, to take it easy on them in a way that you don't just start elbowing them in the face and like stabbing them in the
What do you
crotch
mean?
with, like,
We don't
No,
elbow.
no, but what do you mean? Like, how do you?
Okay,
know?
well,
do
you
you
do
have-
martial arts, but
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point, you get to the point when you're in a fight, in any kind of fight, and I've been in a few like random fights at school when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
Which was a long time ago.
Yeah, I got
where
my
it was
shit
like
kicked
you
out of
don't
me.
even
Yeah.
think anymore. You just react.
Yeah.
How do you do that in such a way that you respect the martial art and you're not like just fucking this person like really hard?
Because
Wait,
you just go back to Craigslist.
is this a
I know.
So the personal section.
I meant too much Avador.
But no, I know what you mean though. But it's a case of experience. Like what you train something enough, no matter what it is, right? You start to learn the more intricate things about it, right? And so you
That
get
last sip was good.
you get into the
Sorry.
details, you get into the nuts and bolts, and now it's no longer a flurry of adrenaline-filled insanity. Like oh, they're inexperienced. I can already tell because they're throwing hands like this, right? So if I just keep my guard up, they can't even hurt me. They can just keep going, whatever, fuck, bonk, and then whatever. Like you start to learn these aspects, and it's no longer crazy. And if somebody comes at you with experience, now it's a whole different ball game. You're not going to be throwing wild punches constantly because if I do that, that guy's just going to shoot on me and I'm going to be down, or he's going to like clock me with an uppercut because he knows what he's doing, right? So like that sort of insane like wild flurry action that happens like when we got in fights in high school and stuff like that just doesn't happen at a level of experience. Like once you've trained for a little while, it becomes just technique. It just becomes a chess game like any other. It's except if you fuck up, you get punched in the face. You know, so you know.
So don't fuck up, right?
Yeah, or you don't fuck up, or you get that's why I moved away from doing striking, because you always fuck up. There's no training for fighting where you don't get hit. You will always get hit. You mean Muhammad Ali, when he was training, his partners were hitting him. He got smoked in the nose. No doubt about it.
This got real deep, and I wasn't ready for that.
Well, I had questions because it's like
Real deep.
you guys are like so into this jiu-jitsu stuff, and it's like
It's fun. It's just fun.
like what makes you want to do that versus that capoeira stuff? 'Cause it's also Brazilian.
Yep.
Apparently, they do a lot of fighting with dancing there, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
damn,
sorry.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Capoeira is more of a traditional dance art. Like it's much less of a fighting thing. It is a fighting style, but the way it's taught more now, it's about a song, sort of like a verse and answer type of a dance, right? So it's a extreme acrobatics that you learn. A very experienced capoeira fighter is as comfortable on their hands as they are on their feet, right? Doing handstand is just a walking for someone who's experiencing capoeira. It's not a big thing. So it's like very much athleticism, agility, stuff like that, but it's not really so much a fighting art anymore.
Are there more cute chicks at capoeira than a Brazilian?
And that's
jiu-jitsu?
all you.
There is a question on
that's the
Craigslist
important
again.
question.
Here we go.
Oh, Craigslist. Dear Craigslist.
Yeah,
Dear
Craigslist section.
I'm looking for some strange.
Capoeira to kick my ass with herpes.
No, where there no.
Okay, no herpes.
Negative, please.
No.
Just on the mouth.
Yeah,
Say no
just
to
on the mouth.
Just on the mouth.
Not the groin, please.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
But
But no,
Kids
like
are
that's
still
that's
here,
it. Like
right?
there is many of both.
Yeah.
Actually, the women in jiu-jitsu are growing. Like it's growing fast.
Yeah.
Because I found in my experience, women are more opposed to the physical contact, like the actual close physical contact in jiu-jitsu than men. And like I kind of understand that because there predominantly has been
Space,
more
yeah.
men in jiu-jitsu.
No, but
than-
even in women's space, it seems like a
more
more thing.
important. Yeah.
When you're growing up as kids, and
Yeah, yeah.
you know, males are obviously different than females when growing up, and you've been wrestling around with since you're like 8 years old, your friend or something like that, or getting in a scuffle on the playground or something like that. So I don't know if there's like a more a contact thing that we've kind of with males, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's
Sometimes you don't want to be like if you're a male and you're wrestling, you don't want to get that uncomfortable boner. It's important, right?
Yeah.
And they're like you have to examine who you are and why you are. It's
Yeah. I don't want that kind of
You have one of those scenes, you
internal
walk out in the rain,
reflection.
you're like,
That's
"Who
too much
am
internal
I?"
reflection.
Think grandma, think grandma.
What? Yeah, well,
Again, where did this conversation
in wrestling,
come
grandma
from?
would go
Welcome
down
to
pretty
welcome
good.
to yeah.
And then we're gonna go back to Craigslist
Yeah.
again.
Patrick's just glad we got this scotch here
Yeah,
going on right
jeez.
now
Oh my
to
goodness.
process this conversation.
Hey, if you guys have any questions you want us to answer,
Yeah, just leave
Please-
us. No
please do
herpes.
post
no.
them.
No herpes.
if you want to
Craigslist.
continue hearing us talk
Questions.
about jiu-jitsu and herpes, then that's great.
Have at her, yeah, I mean-
But if I can go back to the situation with like jiu-jitsu
Jiu-jitsu and herpes.
No, well, minus the herpes.
Jiu-jitsu.
Where you kind of get that sense of slowing things down.
Yeah.
Which you know,
totally.
which,
More
like,
experience.
which professor talks about. You know, you gotta be careful of that initial adrenaline and adrenaline dump. Whereas you can maintain yourself, you're not going your fight or flight responses, which basically cranks up your what is it? Adrenaline in your bloodstream, basically. Right?
biblical.
Yeah.
Biblical. And so basically, I don't know if you can control that, you don't basically boost yourself up where you're overexcited about fighting.
However,
something, I guess, right?
that fight or flight, spazzy, out of control, burning through all my calories, sweating all throughout my gi when I'm like just started, that's what got me hooked.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then as you progress, you're doing the same thing, but you're just more efficient.
Yeah.
Right? You're doing the same thing, but you're kind of more controlled and you know what you're doing. Right? So that's actually what got me like really addicted to it.
Was
actually.
the adrenaline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never had such a great workout. Like I mean, I'm sure I have, but every day for an hour.
Oh
I'm
yeah, like
sweating like crazy, and I feel good. And then you're progressing through like a set of like stages, right? It's not the same thing.
No.
Like, it just feels nice. So
Yeah.
that spazzy thing, you learn how to become more efficient, and you don't do it anymore. But originally, that's what got me hooked.
Yeah.
Right?
it's true. Like I would leave jujitsu and get in my car and do this.
Shake hands, yeah.
Yeah, like grab that. And like it's you left every ounce of it out on the mat. Everything.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Oh, I did. I know that I did. I wouldn't. I had nothing left.
Sorry, I'm imagining a little piece of poo left. Like, I left everything on the mat.
I dumped my load on
I
the
had a little accident.
We're not talking about your living room, okay?
My living room is fine, bitch.
Just a
Jesus
little-
Christ.
Little
it's like
nugget.
poo 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 Appledore.
But yeah, as you get more experience, it becomes more and more difficult. You have to chase that high, chase that
Yeah.
exhaustion. Like,
It feels pretty damn good.
yeah,
it feels pretty damn good.
amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, when you get more efficient, you learn how to kind of conserve your energy, so you're not
Totally.
blowing everything away.
Exactly.
Which is like, then it also kind of, you gotta be careful not to get in that lazy state, which I found sometimes in your class. And you're like, am I really like giving it all? Am I pushing myself, or am I just kind of going through? Oh, I'm still doing the motions and this and that, and I'm conserving a lot of
I'm
energy.
gonna say that. Am I giving it all and stuff? You got to do it like a Keanu Reeves kind of. Am I giving it all? You know,
That was
Like,
Keanu
that
Reeves
was-
right there.
I can't.
Oh
do
my
that.
God, Keanu is with us.
He's almost as good as Ace Australian guy.
Okay,
Next, what's the next thing? We need another.
I am way
Country.
too to be doing. Thank you.
Your glass was empty and it was starting
Yes,
to
I know
bother
it's
me.
sad. And
This is
empty.
when I go to your table like, sir, can I get you another one? And
Yeah.
you can tip
I'm
me
not
another
giving you a tip, though,
$14.
Patrick,
Well, you give me.
unless you want it.
Just the tip.
Oh, just
Just
the tip.
the tip.
Back
Hey,
to
you guys-
Craigslist again.
It's
Jesus
it's getting pretty late. You gotta go, guys. Hey, nice meeting you.
This has been Dumb Luck Brewing.
Well, you give me your Abelor.
Ah, but Lord. He'll give you more than that. Oh, there we go. See, we're going down that toilet.
I think that was just you. But you're right about that scotch. I was actually pretty surprised when you three were just, oh yeah, it's very floral. I was drinking it. No, it just burns. It's just
I
burn.
felt the burn on the very first sip.
Yeah, after that, all your
Has
nerves are
arrived.
dead, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh,
That
So-
second, the one you just poured me like a few
Much
minutes ago,
smoother. I know.
that was real good.
It's because
Which is really
you do get that
scary.
weird reflexive action. I don't know if you've ever gotten this when you've had liquor, spirits, where you drink the first one and you get like hiccups right away because your throat's like, no,
Not hiccups.
I'm not going to do this, and then you have to wait a minute, and then you're like, okay, the nerves are dead now. It's safe to go in.
It's true though. It's the numbing of the alcohol is a
Absolutely.
very numbing effect.
Well, it
Yeah.
destroys nerves on its way, right? It's
Well, I did-
basically killing things on its way down.
I did feel with
and then
this
it's
one.
killing your brain later. So
Yes, but it's okay because
Wait, I
you
still need
heal.
this. I
It'll
still
make
need this.
it'll make new connections.
And it's
But that's
legal.
why sometimes I can't write my name the next morning after a rough night.
Oh,
Sign
man.
here, sir. Oh shit!
Oh.
What am I supposed to write?
Dude, I have been in that
Pockets
situation
a little
before, but that was
basic
way
next
back
thing,
in the
yeah.
day, in my younger years, where killing brain cells was more recreational than, just maintaining a nice drunk.
Going to the extreme.
Just call it flushing the toxins.
That's right.
Because the
With
industry you work in
toxins.
has a lot of like radioactive stuff. It's like I need the alcohol to get these out of my body, and then
Apparently,
Counting?
mild exposure
he
to
does.
radioactive
Oh, okay.
mild exposure to radioactive isotopes actually improves your health.
It's like eating
It
blueberries.
keeps your immune system bumped.
Antioxidants, right?
Well, that'll be like
Antioxidants, right?
That's what toxins.
You know,
Right beside there, the radioactive.
salicylic acid,
Yeah.
which is a component in acid,
Aspirin, yeah.
which is
Sound
aspirin.
like officer.
But salicylic acid, you can add a little bit to a plant, and it actually makes the plant stronger. Add too much, of course, it's like an acid, so it burns the plant, and it's not good for it. But the thing is that you add a little bit to it, and your body, the body of the plant, actually improves as a result. It actually gets a little bit tougher.
On top of being an accountant, Richard also has a degree in biology.
Sorry, I didn't know you were going there. I preemptively went. But
Yeah.
yes.
But
Preemptively went to
you were an
Craigslist.
accountant and a biologist. Yes.
Yep.
Where did you go to school, Richard?
I went to
Stanford.
SPU. No, I worked at
Oh,
Stanford.
you worked at Stanford.
I
sorry.
didn't go to Stanford. I wasn't that good, or like they didn't have that money.
Yeah, or that.
I had
wealthy.
just
I
the
mean,
money
if you
to
can
work
afford
on it.
$120 scotch, yeah, you might.
No, that's just my now job.
Yeah, there we go.
And I also have like no savings for retirement because I plan to be transferred into a robot body before I retire.
As well,
That's the plan, right?
That's
And then
a
I'll
good
live.
investment
I'll live
plan.
forever, and I'll torment women and everyone else forever.
Sorry, Monica.
Not her. She's not my
Just-
type.
Welcome to the chat. Trump is Allah.
Yeah, she doesn't respond to Craigslist ads.
Eddie Mubarak to you. Trump is
How
Allah.
did you meet her then?
Hey, so nice weather we're having, eh? SFU. I also am a SFU alumni.
Congrats. What year?
A lot newer than yours.
I imagine, but I can't tell because you're Asian.
2016.
So, 2016. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah.
What is your degree in?
We're digging deep now.
Kinesiology? Is it kinesiology?
No.
You opened the box. We're diving in.
All right, so I have a BA in health sciences, a minor in business. I work information management in the government.
You
That sounds made up.
We've broken Richard.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what is health sciences?
Yeah.
We
What is
study
that?
we study how disease spreads. We study how the healthcare system works. Why it's nice to have money because
Do you guys play that game Pandemic? When that one where
Is that how you graduate? You
viruses
gotta win a
spread?
game of pandemic single-handed?
I don't know.
Yeah, you
if
have to
I-
get Malaysia because you don't get that when you're fucked.
Yeah.
This will be like Malaysia closes its ports. It's like, fuck you, Malaysia.
I didn't know you
I,
was
okay,
pandemic.
I don't know the game, but
Oh,
just
what
by
the
hearing
hell?
it, sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds about right. But yeah, no, that's what I studied. Remember that Asian kid in high school that wanted to be a doctor? That was me. And then realized GDAR and biology and chemistry are pretty difficult.
Biology's all memorization though.
That's
Really.
why I skipped it completely.
That's why I was good at it, but and I thought I was smarter than I actually was because I failed calculus 1 twice, and then I took the calculus 1 for biology students, and I got a B somehow.
Yeah.
So, because apparently calculus is hard, and I'm not as smart as I think I am. So,
I love how we're reminiscing on SFU.
you are as smart as you think you are. I
no, really,
believe
not
it.
really. No, let's not go there.
We listened.
Let's not go there. Enough stroking each other's dicks.
Hey, so how's the weather?
So, anyways, health
Craigslist.
sciences with a minor in business.
I was just interested in business, and I had so much fun there that I almost feel like I should have made that my major.
Now, you've seen the West Mall complex and how
Yep.
red the floors are. I'm assuming they're still red.
They're still red. They were
Which
red
is-
when I
which
graduated.
apparently used to be an issue with suicides because the kids they're subject to this light reflecting off these red floors that made the entire West Mall complex look red and like.
I thought
It's-
it was because
it was-
SFU had no windows.
It does.
The windows are like this big.
Well, no,
It's
that's
all concrete.
You're thinking.
Oh,
You're
do you
thinking
remember
of
what-
It definitely like a prison
quad,
in
right?
there.
No. Do you remember what SFU looked like? It's just concrete. It looks like a jail. It still looks like that.
It does still look like jail. Now the only one is the NBC is the newest building, which wasn't designed
Still
by
looks like
what
a
is it,
jail.
Arthur Lloyd Wright? I forget what the name was. The guy that designed it was like some crazy guy. So it was like, hey,
Yeah.
let's design a university that scares people.
Mhm.
So they designed SFU, and it shows up in so many TV shows
It
as
does.
like future planets or alternate planets. Is like,
Or the
yep,
government.
that's what the future
yeah.
looks like. It's some terrible place.
Yeah.
And I went to school
Prison.
for 4 years, right?
Yeah,
What was it? They have a liquor store now. a BC liquor store on campus.
Well, they've got those condos. They didn't have those when I was there, right?
For all those
Remember,
accountants.
nobody lived up there except the people in those horrible
Res.
residence buildings, which apparently were so gross. Like, I mean, and they didn't allow things like fraternities or anything like that because they were like, no, we don't want anybody to be drinking. So there was like barely anything up there in terms of services. So they didn't allow all that stuff, and the res was gross. Apparently, I never went in them. Like, you know,
Spoo
I
res.
don't know, did you live there?
I did not, and I have heard some stories. Let's not get into that. But
Oh, let's.
the condos I hear are nice.
Oh,
the
I
condos right
beg
above.
to differ.
Their condos are new.
The condos are new, and I hear they're nice. I've actually been to one. They're actually forming like a whole community there. There's a high school and an elementary school on the hill.
That sucks because then you have like high school.
You're
kids
living
running
your
around
whole
university.
You
life
finish your mint.
on the mountain.
Oh wow, that's
If you
fucked
can
up.
imagine that, right?
You'd be like, you know, like the kid from like Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's like, you know, it's like you just do this one thing. Everyone lives in the.
How'd that
spot.
movie end up being so bad? It's
It's
got such a
M. Night
massive
Shyamalan
following.
doesn't care about anything.
Oh,
I
it's M.
guess.
Night Shyamalan. He ruins a lot of things.
He like, cares about stroking his own penis. That's all, you know.
On Craigslist with herpes.
There we go. See, you
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
turn that bus around.
Patrick knows.
if you're not gonna bring it up, somebody is gonna
He
bring it up.
knows how to-
Somebody's
when
gonna
I was
bring it up.
going there, they were talking about putting condos up there in the mountain. We're like, that's
It
stupid.
happened,
Then there's
it
gonna be
happened.
families and like
And we don't
children
want
up
that.
here, and it's like,
Yeah.
right? Because it was a terribly bleak university, but we seemed to all like it because we were like, it's like Stockholm syndrome. Like the only place to get coffee was either you went to the one at the NBC, which was at the just about below the bar, or you went to Renaissance.
Are
which
you
is
ready
the
for this?
Indian guy.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay, are you ready for
You're
this?
gonna say something bad.
We
That's
have a
gonna-
Tim Hortons.
Oh, gross.
well,
Is there poo flinging in that Tim Hortons?
Are
Like
you-
the one
are-
near where I live?
There is not.
Okay.
But
now
there's
it's
an
tapping
express
off,
lane.
right?
Okay, so there's a Tim Hortons. Are you ready for this?
No.
There's also a Starbucks on
Oh,
campus.
wow.
Yeah.
Do you know when I went there was only the one. There was
Hey, Trump is
two coffee
alive.
places,
Yes, I am reading
and
the
there
chat.
was like one pub there.
Eddie
And
Mumbai.
still there.
I remember when Matthew Good played there, he made them remove all the meat from the pub temporarily while he played there because apparently he had clout back in those days before everyone decided Matthew Good was irrelevant. But I went to that concert. It was Matthew Good. No, I went to another concert there. Biff Naked and Big Sugar. It was like fucking awesome.
Is it you?
Yeah, 90s, right?
Where do you get the money for that?
Oh, they gave out credit cards all the time in the quad. They were like,
No. They still do. They still do. I know people who have that credit card. And I'm like,
oh, I was in so much debt.
I'm still
until
paying it off.
My mid 30s. By my mid 30s, I paid it off, but it was like my 20s, just in my early, like the last.
Trump
couple
is
years
all.
of SAD.
Trump is all. I wants
By the
to know
way,
who will
thank
go
you.
bald first.
cheers.
Well, I think
you
we already
three.
solved that one.
Oh no, he said he's on bald as well, but he said who will
This
go
is
bald.
getting thin. As I lose weight, I seem to get more testosterone, which makes me angrier and also accelerates my hair loss. So I think I'll
And
be
shrinks
going.
your ovaries.
Can we
This guy's a kid.
Can we get a
That's
close up
just
on
got
this and
fabulous
like how
hair, so-
thick this shit is?
As
Yeah.
an Asian, I don't
Yeah, I
think
know,
it's ever going away.
I don't think
No.
that's.
There are Asian bald people.
No, not,
There are. My uncles are.
if they have
Like Jet
hair.
Li and stuff,
they
but
stick
I think
around.
he shaves it off. So
Oh wait, you changed the camera.
right.
You changed the camera on me.
So you're just like on the middle of
Oh,
that.
for a second. Oh hey, there it is. Just be up
Hey.
going like, what am I doing?
don't ever look at that screen, Paul, because it's
There you
delayed. It's so weird.
Mm,
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
It's gone back way back now. It's the way back machine.
So is
Yeah.
it like in the movies when you're in the shower, you're like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no! Oh,
Should I stop
no.
using shampoo?
Honestly,
Like,
there was never a moment where I was like, Tufts. It never
Okay.
happened. My dad said
It's
around
not
24,
The
he was
Fly.
like,
Jesus Christ, Patrick.
what's that?
The Fly, the movie The Fly, where it's looking in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
my
Turning
dad
into
had
the
that
Fly.
moment.
Which
He
was filmed in SFU.
What? No.
The
What?
second one was filmed in SFU.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in like years because it was terrible.
Yeah. That's
wow.
with Goldblum.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
his name?
Jeff
Yeah,
Goldblum, yeah.
Jeff Goldblum. That guy
Life
is so weird.
Finds a way.
Like,
The guy.
finds a way. Yeah.
But no, that was actually filmed in SFU for the second one, I believe. And actually,
no,
the
he
reason
said
I know
it sounded
this
really funny.
is because my dad actually installed the glass that the fly falls through. In the
Oh,
sink.
okay. Is it real glass?
That's why you have the detailed knowledge.
Hey, oh my God!
Oh,
pizza.
Trump
we
is
got
the law
pizza.
says
We
he's
got
25. He's 25 and he's bald. Oh, that's
My
unfortunate, brother.
SFUs, they were always filming when I was up going there.
When I was 25, that's when it ended for me too.
Well,
pretty
see,
much.
my hair went gray at 25, which is, I don't know, or just got really white.
there's a few,
But
yeah.
you can't really tell. It's mostly on the side.
Yeah, yeah.
I am 25.
You are 25,
I am 25.
but not bald.
Yeah.
Not
you go.
fucking
But-
millennial here.
But you notice
So-
this forehead's getting pretty big.
Yeah.
It's becoming a 5 head.
Yeah, and I feel like this forehead might
Too
go
big to be a 4 head.
up
It's now a
here.
5 head.
But, you know, when it comes down to it, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, you're rocking
Oh,
the widow's peak pretty
yeah,
hard.
You look great,
Oh, thank you.
right?
Thank you.
How much shampoo do you use?
I don't.
Exactly.
He saves money by being
Yeah.
bald.
But actually, the
That's why he's
facial
got
hair,
nice toys.
you have to shampoo and condition the facial hair, otherwise you get the skin and the debris and the stuff.
Gross.
Yeah,
I
it's
tried
not so good. So you gotta just like the head hair, you gotta take care of it.
I wear
could-
one of the sleep apnea masks, so if I had to shave my head, it would be like all bald, like the guy in like Empire Strikes Back.
Was it
like,
Richard?
beep, 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 on his wrist, and it's like the guy's like, huh?
I
It's
thought
like, let
you
me go do
shaved your
things.
head before, and it looked pretty good.
Oh, no,
but
it
you
looked
went
terrible.
too far.
Yeah, my eyebrows,
You shaved
yes.
your eyebrows.
Yeah. I looked like I just
Why would
emerged
you
from the
do that?
Matrix.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I was
We're gonna
bad.
take out the implants.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm Neo now. Fat Neo.
Why?
So-
Because you rock the bald head real well.
Hey,
Actually.
Richard, you know Kung Fu.
You have a nice.
Do you remember that?
Whoa.
I know jujitsu now.
Yeah. How
Do you remember
can't
that?
do
And I said to my girlfriend, jujitsu, jujitsu,
No.
jujitsu. And she goes,
Uh-huh.
It was right after the drunken
Hold on,
boxing.
she did what? She went. Whoa.
I got a question about the drunken kung fu thing. Is that a thing or is that just a movie thing?
No, that's a style of kung fu.
Just pretend to be drunk and then
Yeah.
punch the other guy.
no.
Dude, there is a
Give
style
Jackie
for
Chan a
every
ball.
type of kung fu.
Okay.
Like kung fu has a style
I
for
remember the
everything.
crane thing, or no way, that's banned.
Kung
That's
Fu-
Karate Kid.
Kung fu isn't really a style. It just basically means boxing. It's just fighting, right? There's like wushu, there is jeet kune do, right? These are all types of kung fu, right? Types of fighting, right? So.
You could be lying and I'd be like, oh, really?
Because
As far as I know, jeet kune do is Bruce Lee's.
Bruce Lee's thing.
Yeah, and it's like
Didn't he
basically
do Wing Chun?
he started with Wing Chun, but he got his ass kicked, and then this is the story.
I've seen Ip Man. I don't know.
Everything
What?
with Bruce
Ip
Lee
Man was
is
awesome.
like of legend.
Legends, yeah.
You know, it's like there's all sorts of different
Fairy tales of who knows
Yeah.
what's real.
Yeah, there's some video of him actually doing sparring matches, and he does like average, like fairly well. You know,
No.
like of course he's pitted up against some seriously good dudes, right?
Mhm.
But that's the thing. You know, he was world class. Just pitted against other world class guys, he was average, world class,
Yeah.
average, right? And like whatevers. But when he was a kid, he was doing Wing Chun, and he got his ass beat, and then he was like, "Oh, I need to make this better," and he innovated, and he turned what he knew of Wing Chun into Jeet Kune Do, which was basically the first MMA. Like, it was all about speed, efficiency, taking out the motions, you know, and it's just like from the fighting stats, bang, short punch, right? Cross punch, right? Check the knee. Like,
Okay.
it was just real fundamental shit. Jeet Kune Do is a perfectly acceptable form of fighting, I think, to me anyway, as far as MMA goes, right? But like everything shrouded in Bruce Lee is
It's a mystical figure.
mystical.
Yeah,
It's like the Jesus of like kung fu.
yeah.
it kind of did get a little bit of mystical, overblown kind of on certain things. Maybe some of those things are true, right?
Yeah, well, maybe, but it's fun, right? It's fun, and it makes the martial art interesting. But what I don't get is why lineage is so important. In Jeet Kune Do, everyone's like, "No, I'm not a Jeet Kune Do practitioner. I am Bruce Lee's second student, blah blah blah's practitioner, or I'm Ip Man's brother's son's student." You know, like exactly, exactly. And it's like well, Ip Man might have been really great at Wing Chun,
but that doesn't transfer
that
over.
doesn't mean his brother is.
Yeah.
You know, my brother, he's got a black belt in Taekwondo, but he doesn't know a thing about jiu-jitsu. But you could like learn jiu-jitsu from my brother if you want. He could show you. You know, it doesn't mean
that's what I found.
Anything, you know,
I found a turnoff with some martial arts is like the whole, you know, persona of a certain type of style or whatever, and then you can't question anything from that. So, and that where it kind of really gets that kind of cult mentality where it's like he's the leader, he can do anything, and that's where you see all these fake martial arts.
Well, that's where Aikido kind of went sour, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Like initially,
it was an effective art at the time, right?
And then it never got to evolve because people were always so close-minded about the way it worked.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like about Taekwondo, Jeet Kune Do. It's not closed. It's about whatever works, whatever's most efficient, right? Because like Taekwondo has no history. It is like one generation old. It's brand new, right?
When it actually came out, it was at
70 something,
and that was basically American military, kind of Korean military.
Yeah, they were teaching them kung fu or sorry, karate.
He's eating pizza, and I'm not.
We're not eating pizza.
Yeah, there's
like
3 boxes of pizza. Right
I think
there.
would it be cool if we ate pizza so we don't get completely plastered?
Yeah,
Aikido.
Yeah.
You were just talking about that, right?
Yeah.
I've seen some YouTube videos. How can you flip a person?
I understand the principle because I did a little bit of his is karate, which isn't Aikido.
We talking about Aikido? Or?
I know physics, and
I've seen Aikido, and you just.
But yeah, I was in Japan and for work,
go for it.
and that workplace happened to have
Food break.
karate school with a legit black belt leader running it, right? And so I was like, okay, cool, right? I want to do this, right? And so he brought me into the class. Super nice guy. Sorry?
Turn
am I
away.
out of the, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, and I was, he's like, okay, here, let me show you what I want to show you today, right? We're going to work on this move. And so he's like, hey, take the wrist, right? And he's like, center, circle, right? He doesn't know a lot of English, right? But he's like, circle here, right? Grabs it, goes boom, like this. And then I had to flip myself over
In order to
alleviate the pain,
Damn.
right? And man, I kept going every day after work, right? But it was like my wrists were destroyed.
So the fact that they
right?
flip is not because the guy is flipping them; it's because the pain in the wrist.
Yeah, but the thing is, I had the
That's more
pain
believable.
because I didn't throw myself, right? After you train long enough, you know when Master grabs your wrist and does this, you throw yourself over, or you deal with a week of pain in your wrist, right? You're gonna tear something.
I'm laughing because that's my bad hand. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I
don't know how I heard it.
I didn't know you had a bad hand, but like that. That's I kind of understand where that comes from, right? But also, have you ever tried to grab somebody's hand while you're fighting?
It doesn't work.
How do you? How do you?
It never
I'm gonna
happens.
punch you real quick, and I'm gonna grab you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go block down, block, grab, twist, and that just your wrist just snapped.
Like I said,
It's limbering up.
Yeah. But like, no, you can't. Or they would do it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, let's say, I'm sure that, like, that works really good for, I think, watch some video on a train or something like Japan where some bully's bugging this guy and he basically grabs him, kind of flips him with a move or whatever.
I watched some video.
I watched some video in
probably
Japan.
in Japan or something. Whatever.
so bad. But, well, you can tell
Monica,
it's Japan
are
because
you
they're all
making
in, like,
plates for
their
us?
school outfits and stuff like that, right? But he kind of basically got the guy, because the guy wasn't prepared.
Did Courtney get her
for it.
fill?
Right, so there's a lot of difference between someone that's actually not prepared for getting a move thrown on them and a throw or a wrist lock or that sort of thing, compared to someone that's engaging with you. They're not going to let you twist your arm around here. Like when someone's going at you, you know, everything's tight. You're not going to let arm get to. Oh yeah, I'll give you that. You know.
Well, I mean, even like you try to throw somebody, right? You drill that, and it's like. And it isn't anything like finite, like I need my thumb here, this, to push to this, right? A throw, it's like, I need to grab your head and your arm, and I'm gonna push you like this.
Just
Right?
your hands.
And even at that,
I don't know.
that is so fucking hard to do
Yeah.
to
it's not
somebody who's
easy.
resisting, right? And has any semblance of understanding of how fighting happens, right? It's like it's impossible, right? So I couldn't imagine like you know, Under Siege style Seagull going at it like
Well, thank
beep,
you.
beep, 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 grabbing wrists and throwing
It's just-
arms
it's just
and
not.
and stuff. It can't happen. It's too finite. It's too subtle, you know. It's crazy. Have you done any other martial arts?
Back.
Fucking goddamn iguana over here. Don't choke and die. Not on my show.
Can we get a cam on him?
Not on my show. Where's the camera there?
There we go.
Oh my god.
I think we found we needed a little bit of food because you want some food? I think. We got prepared dishes.
Yep. Commander Root, Dunk Sidious, Electric Longboard, Stoli.
There we go.
Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Please jump in at any time.
We want to thank our server for delivering the pizza.
Where's my tip?
Thank you, Pink Taco.
I'll give you the tip later.
Oh!
I think she
He's
wants more.
talking about HPV.
I don't
What?
have that.
I think she wants more than the tidbits from you. That's all you get.
More than a tip.
Yeah, I did karate a long back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is back in the day? Like 15 years old? Or. Well, that was like, what, 5 years ago?
Julie, they're Richard. I'm out of shot.
No, you're still in it, man.
Hey!
No. What's I was 10.
Mm.
So when I was 10, you were like 31.
I don't know if I'm that much older than you. But you graduated, what? It was
2010.
2010? I graduated in 95.
Fucking
So-
millennials.
Yeah, pretty much. 15 years difference.
Do you know how old I was when you graduated?
15 years younger.
Do you know how old I was when you graduated? I was 3.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Don't you really want pizza now? You should be here. What's going on? You got a free weekend? You should have like driven down and enjoyed the pizza with us.
Who's that?
Anyways, yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought you was coming to my show. You couldn't make it for that either.
Drunk podcasts are the best podcasts. It's true.
Drunk.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
what you're talking about. I feel great. But anyways, I did karate when I was 10. When I was 10, and then it was like you pay per 4 months. 4 months you get a stripe. 4 months you get a stripe. 4 months you get a stripe. And after 4, you get a new belt. Right? Jiu-jitsu is totally different. Right? You can get a new belt in like 5 months if you go 24/7, like 365, and you're really good.
Hey,
Karate is not the same
You just
thing.
got promoted from one
I
stripe
did.
straight up to yellow.
I didn't.
Huh?
I had 4 stripes.
Oh, you had 4 stripes already. Oh shit! I wasn't sure.
I had 4 stripes. They just
They
came
fell off
They
the
fell
belt.
Yeah, they came off. Yeah, they came off.
There's nothing here for you,
Oh,
buddy.
regardless, congratulations on
Thank
your
you, sir.
promotion.
Thank you, sir.
So I want to hear about that a bit. What does that mean for you? Like to you personally, what does that promotion mean? Like you said, like you just said, promotions in jiu-jitsu are hard earned. It's not just like, oh, I've been here a month, I get a promotion. You know, like you don't test for it. It just when the instructor believes that you're ready, you get X promotion.
When I first started, each stripe was 16 classes, right?
Yeah.
So I figure, if I go 6 months, I'll get my blue belt. I'll be good. If I go every single class for 6 months, I'll be great. And then it changed from that to like a different scheme to a different scheme, and I kept on getting rolled back. And then you start realizing you don't care about that. You really don't care about that. Because I'd rather be a really...
Pull it.
Oh, pull it up. Okay. I gotta learn how to work this thing here.
I'd rather be a really good white belt than a really crappy blue belt. Right? So the yellow belt that I got, I kind of knew it was coming because I filled my card up and some, but the feeling was just, oh my god, what a feeling, right? I whispered to Kabir as he was tying it on, I'm like, I am shaking right now. I am actually shaking right now as he was tying it on. And I feel like other schools, they do just the 4 stripes and then blue. Even just your yellow belt, it's really special.
Yeah.
It's really special. Other academies, other schools don't have that. But the fact that we do, it feels pretty damn good.
Well,
right?
like Kabir has said, like, he's always just, like, his policy has always been the blue belt, his blue belt is going to be a tough earn. Period. Right? There'll be no easy blue belts in his school.
No.
Right? And, I mean, it doesn't really matter what belt you have, at least in jiu-jitsu, because what part of what's so awesome about it is it's always proven on the mat. It's like it's not like when I was in Taekwondo, when we test, it's like, okay, you do the pattern, you do your board break, right, and then you do a little light sparring, and then it's like, okay, you look like you're ready for it, right? You can be beautiful at drilling a submission, but if you can't hold that submission or that position or whatever
It's
it
not
is,
worth anything.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't even register. Very few martial arts in the world, at least to my personal experience, none have instructors that no one in the class can really beat. Maybe occasionally, you know, I'm sure, like, brown belts or whatever, or purple belts coming up might catch the instructor, catch the professor
You
once
might
in a while.
get them to
right?
tap 1 out of 100.
Yeah, but there's still...
And they might have given that to you.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know, but, like, there's still, like, if there's someone running your school, it's generally because they're really good. They're, like, really good. And it just doesn't happen. Like, you know, we have Rafael Lovato Jr., right? Running our school, telling us what needs to be taught, what you need to know, and he could arguably be the best heavyweight ever. Like, multi-time world champion. You could have an argument for that. That he is, like, guaranteed in the top 5 right now.
He wins
Like,
everything. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, and that's like, it doesn't. It's crazy. You know,
One more time.
it's crazy.
There you go.
You know, and that doesn't happen in any other martial art. That pisses me off when instructors, masters, don't get tested. You can't test them. You don't get to spar with them. You don't get to see them sparring.
And that's why you see all these videos about these fake,
you don't
fake
compete.
When they
blue
get
belts.
exposed, yeah.
Yeah, and they get exposed, and then they're going out and they're making everyone dance around with their chi power and stuff like that. And you're like, come on.
I'm gonna dance with my chi power later.
Thanks to pizza.
Why not now?
Give us some more Obelor.
No, I'm done.
We want to see your
Are you tapping?
I don't know.
Oh.
Boo! The audience member says boo.
Hey, you're not even
lady.
drinking. Where's
what
your
the
beer?
I thought you were an alcoholic.
He's an accountant, not an alcoholic.
I'm an accountant, not an alcoholic.
Fire, helicopter.
We're forcing him to mix. That's what happens.
Yeah. I've
Oh shit!
mixing everything.
I'm feeling great.
You want water?
He's drinking.
No, I'm gonna have more beer. It's nutritious.
I feel great.
Paul, would you mind me passing more with the?
Do you mind me passing?
Richard, do you mind speaking English?
A mild amount of brain damage. So
It wasn't all from the hell ladder.
What? The ladder.
that sounds like.
Hey, remember that ladder?
The ladder,
Hey.
ladder.
Eddie Mumbach.
I got crust in my mouth. Okay.
I'm this close.
I know. I was just topping up.
Oh my, that's my glass. Okay.
Yeah,
now I
what
have
was it,
to-
Richard? Do you want it?
Please.
Beer. Oh, okay.
Oh my, now I
Beer
have
me,
to have
bitch.
another glass.
Richard, you're really fucking.
I think he
I am
prefers
good.
girl or friend, but
Look at this, man. Look at this. This is pouring perfect now. Finally.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
Yep.
It's the
Thanks to
magic of
Monica.
my-
Oh my God! Is that it?
Are we getting to the end?
Oh my God!
Did we do it?
It was slightly tilted.
It's just about.
Monica, did you have some?
No.
Would you like some?
Oh,
Okay, this was just
Patrick.
scotch.
Patrick is trying to fucking.
No, but it's scotch.
Don't mix it with scotch.
Pat-
She
Patrick
likes
is
the
trying to
scotch.
offload his responsibilities onto Monica.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's.
but it's just
It's
You know what that
fine.
means?
It means
Is it all the way
this
or what?
podcast was
Eat
brought
up?
to you by Depends.
Alright.
Visit Depends.com for
Oh, yeah, you're right.
pant loads savings. Oh my god, I'm drunk. I can't even do
For
the
pant
pickups.
loads and
I can't do
savings.
the pickups. Okay, there we go.
So I mean, that was pretty much it.
My mouth
That's
under
look at
there,
that.
though.
I
Probably because that would get more viewers.
I mean,
Hey Brian, how do you think about Tim giving your girlfriend head?
Monica
This
knows
would
how
be
things work
seriously
around
what
here.
he's giving her.
I'm sorry.
Metric?
call him
Her name's not metric.
I thought Patrick.
Yeah. it's
Metric and Patrick
You
sound
called him
very
Tim.
similar.
Yeah.
Like,
That's important.
I forget what you call
Patrick.
him.
Thanks,
But,
Patrick.
I like how Brian has a Street Fighter shirt on.
yeah, this is my Street Fighter shirt.
Who viewing right now can tell us what move that is? Let me give you
Well, now that you did that,
let me give you a hint.
Yeah.
Is that a hint?
Yeah, it's at the end of the fight.
is that Camway or Chun-Li? Sorry.
Chun-Li, you know, as a chick, she had huge legs, and I don't know
Powerful.
if I find that attractive.
I
or
do. Mine all over.
Everyone likes
not.
Chung-Li.
It's like, okay, well, no. Have you seen the size of her gams in the latest Street Fighter games? And I say gams is like old-fashioned term, but it's like, holy shit, that woman, like, she never missed leg day.
Very
I had a Asian buddy back in high school.
His name's
Do
Patrick.
you remember Melvin Can?
Oh, he's dropping names now.
Well, I was a
Yep.
friend with him. Oh yeah, I just burned him on the internet.
Some guy?
Doc, where's he live?
No, I'm not gonna say it again.
Okay,
Okay.
his name was Velvet Can, as far as I heard.
that's
so.
a good. Yeah. Anyway, we used to go to the video stop and where they rent videos.
Yep.
And you have like a little tag. You can pull the tag off the wall. It was the VHS or beta version. You wouldn't know about this stuff.
No.
And even at my
It was right after electricity.
and,
Fucking
but in the
millennials,
back they had one arcade game,
Yep.
Street Fighter,
Yeah.
and we'd go there and we'd pump our quarters. into
Never
that
play an
machine.
Asian person at Street Fighter. Seriously.
He,
They're like fucking Neo. And
yeah,
you're
he
like,
would teach
you're
me all the
not
moves
Neo.
and everything, but he had a way. Although it was bad at his house. We go to his house to play it on his fucking Nintendo.
Great story, Paul.
Anyway,
I hope he keeps going.
the
At
point
some
is,
point, we went to the moon and we played Street Fighter there. 'Cause there's one arcade on the moon.
and he would play Chung-Li, and he would
A
like,
B A B B.
he would pause it at just the right time when her legs would come around. When she's doing that
Oh,
no! And her split legs, like
Yeah.
this, and he'd be like,
Monica,
"Boom!
I'm
Look
sorry.
right there!" I'm like, "What? It's black. It's panties." I'm like, "It's not panties. It's just black pixels." But he was
sorry,
convinced, and every time he played Chung-Li, he'd make sure he pause it right when she does that move.
Wow.
Hey,
That
man.
would be funny and irritating at the same
Dude,
time.
your shirt has an inseam upside down
And it
stitch.
says something.
Go home and be a family
family
man.
Can we get a camera on that?
What the
Can we get a camera on that?
Yeah, let's get the beer cam on that.
Where is the beer cam? Go home and be a family man.
That was Giles' thing we say after you lost to him.
He did?
Yeah, when you had to hit the continue button and the countdown was from 10, 9.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't remember that
After
at
he
all.
beat
Telling me
you.
that's not Chun-Li?
No,
Is Guile?
it's Guile, okay? It's Guile.
Did you style your hair after Ken? I'm just curious.
Listen, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sonic boom. Hold back, then forward and punch.
That's right, that's the Sonic
This
boom.
should not be this funny.
Actually, I
It's
think
only this funny to us.
I can't remember if there's another one.
Dog thinks things are pretty funny. He's like, free.
That was minutes ago, though.
I don't know what that means.
I think you left.
You
Spencer got
vacated.
tired of us. We only have one viewer now.
No, we have Commander Root,
You probably had to
Donk,
take a break
Electric
and go to his
Lawnmower, and
outhouse.
Stoli. Stoli talked to us last time. I don't know why he's not talking to us now.
I don't know who Stoli is, but he sounds like vodka.
Stoli is a vodka, isn't it?
Stolichnaya.
Is it Stolik or Stolichnaya?
It's CH, but I feel like that's a K sound. Also, Glenfiddich. Shouldn't it be Glenfiddich?
No.
Well, it depends on where you're,
That's what I look
what the
like.
region is, right?
Scotch guy?
You were a Scotch guy.
I like Scotch. I don't know how it's pronounced. Do I live in Scotland? With the Scottishes? What?
Can you talk in an accent?
I know where I
Australian. He's really good at Australian.
Okay, in
give-
Australian,
No.
can you say the following?
No.
No, just let's give him something to read.
Right, there we go.
Okay, he's gonna read this. Right there.
Boy. Finish the
Wait.
poll.
No, ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
What? No, I can't do Australian. I'm too drunk.
You couldn't do it sober,
I
so.
can do BC accent. That's it. It's hello, A. How you doing? My name is Richard.
Sober than a bird.
Well, I finished the paw with a head of 1 inch. Skim the head with a single cutting. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm not an accent guy.
Better.
I'm not an accent guy.
I
at
think
all.
you've improved.
Yeah, I think a few more beers and we got it.
The key to an Australian accent is drinking more.
Yes, that's
Foster's.
Probably, they don't drink. That's one of those things where they export it, but they don't drink it.
Why is that so funny?
Well, the beer.
Patrick, you're just about party fouled.
What did I do?
What
I
are you
didn't.
doing?
So it's okay.
Oh, the beer was going down? I can't see it behind the giant
Tilted,
keg.
it almost went...
Yep.
Yeah,
She
but
saved
it
the day.
did, so it's okay.
That chicken pesto is kind of good.
I think it was the best one.
I'm so drunk that I couldn't taste the differences in the pizzas. It's like some ones are crunchier than others. It's like, okay.
I thought it was the same pizza. Were those different slices?
Yep.
What were they?
This is food, and I'm
Chicken
gonna
and
have
cheese
diarrhea
and chicken
tomorrow.
and cheese?
Chicken and cheese. Chicken and cheese. Pepperoni and cheese.
That classic
Beef and
Italian
cheese.
chicken and cheese pizza. Yeah. Oh my god, the Aberlour fucked me up.
Richard should sing the unicorn song. What is the
What
unicorn
is the
song?
unicorn song?
How did you
Sorry.
manage to get
Dong
this to fit?
Studios. What is that?
Well,
Oh,
it
no,
was
we're good.
it was heavy and full of beer. Before.
I'm like, I'm
Now it's floating.
Now we're cooling foam sufficiently.
You know what that means? We're
Dunk.
almost done.
Tell us, what is the unicorn song? I'm pretty sure it's done. The mission. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Loves you.
Paul, you're just giving yourself head at this point.
No, that's what happens after
Yes!
pizza.
Yeah.
Yes, 1,000 times. Yes.
You lucky bastard.
You lucky bastard.
So did you have a rib removed
It's
or no?
Court's favorite. It's Court's favorite song to sing on karaoke.
Oh.
I don't know. She's just a unicorn.
Is that what that's?
The unicorn
What
song?
the fuck are you talking about,
I was there
Spencer?
when they sang it,
Oh
but I forget how it goes.
Hey.
Eh?
Does your rock band still work?
no!
Oh no.
Rock Band is dead.
You know, the problem with rock band is you get like pop or beer or shit in the keys, and then it's like, yo, what you.
Well, no, dude, we have like 18
to
instruments.
dismantle that
The problem
fucking
is I don't have a copy of it.
You have a copy of somewhere in the house, but you don't know where it is.
I have not been able to find it.
Can we buy it? Because I would like to rock band.
Oh,
We have karaoke
right now.
so
We can do karaoke.
We can do karaoke.
I do a mean Backstreet Boys.
Back streets, back.
Oh,
All right.
So is that like a factor of your ironic youth, considering you're only like 25?
I'm just kidding. I can do mean everything.
You're like,
'cause
I
I'm-
was 4 when the.
I can do. I mean
Backstreet Boys
everything.
were
Oh, he's talking big game, bro.
I'm a
Yeah.
great singer.
Because I'm good, and I can do it.
The more beer I have, the better I sing.
That's true.
This is
on.
true. Me
That's
too.
like with bowling.
Yeah.
The more you drink with bowling, you get better, or maybe just actually finally fucking enjoy
That
yourself.
explains why when I go to the CPA bowling
unicorn
events,
song.
I totally get like an 80.
Have you broke
Those green alligators.
I can't even
and
tell ya.
monkeys,
Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
humpback camels and some chimpanzees. Cats and rats and elephants are sure to be born, but you ain't
You do a
gonna
folk
see
So how you doing?
unicorns.
What the fuck are you singing?
That's the song.
That's the song?
That's the unicorn song that Donk wants to hear you
Spencer,
sing.
Why?
I don't know. Because
No, but
it's
Richard's
entertaining
got
the crowd.
a pretty mean falsetto voice for some pretty kick-ass
Yes, you
stuff.
do.
Oh yeah, Richard can falsetto the shit out of vocals.
Yeah, I just can't hit the notes properly. That's the problem, though.
No, you do. You hit them.
No, I don't.
Mhm.
Really don't. As your viewers know,
You're a humble man.
you say that, but I remember that last time I did karaoke here. People left the room when I was singing "The Impossible Dream" by
Because
like
they
Mano
didn't.
Lamancha.
They didn't feel worthy of being in
It was
your
like they all left the
presence.
room,
That's
and I
all
was
it
like, "Well, that makes me
intimidating.
feel
Yeah,
comfortable."
because you were so good.
Maybe that's it.
We could reenact it again.
I think we could.
You know what?
think
I'm
we should.
appreciating you guys are trying to build my confidence,
I know
on
what
it,
you're
and
talking about.
that's awesome. Boom, bro.
That's why you have
Boom,
alcohol.
mother,
Build
boom,
false
mother, bro.
confidence.
That's why they
Yeah.
call it liquid courage.
But we finished the keg.
Not yet. We still have 3 full glasses here.
No
Yep.
problem.
You guys,
No
yeah,
problem.
just-
How long has it taken us? 2 hours, 13 minutes.
This has
Holy.
been a long
fucking-
podcast.
We have crushed this shit, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next day we like listen to it and be like, "What is the fuck are they talking about?"
I don't
We're
know.
all
I think
drunk as
I think
shit.
we done a damn good job.
We sound so erudite to ourselves, and it's like next day
It's
like,
supposed to
it's
be
like,
in a British or Aussie
yeah.
accent. He needs practice.
Yeah, thank
well,
you.
fuck
Yeah.
you. I thought I did a good
I
job.
still got a little bit of
But-
scotch left here.
Oi,
Here's what I gotta tell you.
chill until thermometer turns blue.
You go ahead
What does
and
it have to do with anything?
go ahead and
Is that something you picked up on Craigslist?
listen to any artist. Can you tell they're like a British artist singing?
No, because
They
they sing
sound-
in English.
They sing American.
Yeah, American.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
they sing in American English.
They-
Adele
Really?
sings in American English. Sam Smith, American English.
But the
I-
Beatles-
Arctic Monkeys, English.
but the Beatles, they sang with their accents, so they dropped the R's, the Brodicars or whatever they're called. You know, so it'd be like they sound like they're all from they're from Liverpool.
Give us a few
which is
bars.
like- no,
Give us a few bars.
No.
What are the Beatles?
What are the Beatles? They were a band that was
No,
around
you're not
40
serious.
years before you were born, you
Oh, yeah?
motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
What song did they sing?
They sang What's Love Got to Do with It?
I don't know that song. Can you sing it?
I believe that's Tina Turner.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I thought she was the same as the Beatles. Oh my god.
No, she just looks like a bug.
What's love?
Oh, there's a falsetto!
Yes!
We got it! We made it happen!
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'm officially too drunk now, and at this point, I will just embarrass myself. I have to say, on behalf of the CPA-BC, I do not represent the CPA-BC or CPA Canada. I am an accountant, but I am not your accountant.
But what if you are?
For ethics purposes,
I am a meat
please
popsicle.
disregard everything I say.
I am representing myself at a personal level. Oh, we should have swapped over to this cam.
I know. Why didn't you? Can you redo that? Okay, we'll start from the beginning.
There we go.
we gotta
We're gonna
start
start
from
from
the
the
beginning.
beginning.
There's something about you being a sentient being.
The match. I don't know if I am.
I am a sentient being on this planet. Welcome.
Welcome to
Welcome.
Planet Earth.
I am a former person of myself.
I will destroy you. Welcome to my planet.
I am a representative of the human race. Please do not.
This man is a bald Italian dude.
Multipass.
My name is... Were you pointing at me?
Multipass.
Yes, she knows it's a multipass.
Multipass. I don't know. It's a great movie.
I saw the movie in the theaters like 5 times. You know, one of your former coworkers used to work at that theater. Do you remember Susie, the redheaded lady?
Nope.
She worked at Triumph with you many years ago, like in like the early
She's
2000s.
blonde.
What is Triumph?
Was she blonde?
She was blonde at Triumph.
Anyways, okay. So she worked at that theater, and she gave me weird looks when I went to see like Fifth Element for like the third fucking time at that theater, and at the one at the base of Lougheed there, right? Because it was like near SFU, right? I was like, I didn't want to go to class today, so I'll go see the Fifth Element again. And, so, man, she gave me weird like, really? See that again? She didn't say anything, but she's just like, okay, fine. You know? Nowadays, I got the Blu-ray. Watch it anytime I want.
I can watch it
anytime. Once on Blu-ray. So.
Yeah. You know, Blu-ray is pretty fantastic, but
Blu-ray?
Did you hear what you said? Blu-ray.
Yeah,
What's
Blu-ray?
like
Michael
Blu-ray?
Michael Bublé. Michael Bublé.
Blu-ray as a
Michael
medium
Blu-ray.
is pretty good, but what's really hilarious to me, anyways, that the medium of Blu-ray came in and disappeared. Like, it's dead.
It's not dead.
I think it's still there.
It's
HD
It's
DVD
dead
is
for
dead.
things that are on
HD
Netflix.
is dead. Yeah.
That's dead.
But
Oh God! I was actually my parents asked me
Blu-ray
to sell one of
is-
their HD DVD players on Netflix
Can you
or on
play it?
eBay. Sorry,
Sorry, you wanted
it
to
works.
sell.
They've got like
Did you
8
hear
movies
that?
for their HD
Did you
DVD
hear
player,
that?
and they want to sell it on eBay. So
Did you hear
if
that?
you're interested, hit me up for that fucking HD DVD player.
On Netflix, apparently.
We've got like
Sell stuff on
that
Netflix.
Art of War movie with Nicolas Cage. We've got Shrek 3.
Art of
That's
War?
like
Don't
3
you mean
times
War
as
of
good
Art?
as Shrek 1. So I mean, yeah.
that facts. I have a buddy who bought into HD DVD.
Oh,
when,
God.
Like, cause when the battle
CD.
was on, right?
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, of
when
course,
we didn't
yeah.
know which was gonna come out ahead.
They had the red cases. Red's a much cooler color than
It is
blue.
cooler.
It wasn't red,
But-
though. It was like off red.
It was red.
And when
Your
it
memory's flawed
failed,
because you're a millennial.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably
he was
two.
like, "Well, this is great because all of the HD DVDs are super cheap," and he bought everything.
There's all like
Off
40
the
of them.
internet.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and he's got stacks and stacks and stacks of HD DVDs on freaking the shelf. But the thing is, like, is it really so much greater than the quality you get streaming? Like,
They
yes,
didn't have that then?
yes, it is. But like, I mean, at this point in time, I think it's a faltering platform.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, like Blu-ray is going to be
'Cause people
gone
don't
pretty
care.
damn quick.
You know, yes, yeah, the compression amount you get and the quality of Blu-ray is higher than the streaming services. But the streaming service is like right there. You just like
It's
press
so
this button
easy.
to watch this movie. You don't even have to get up to go to the fucking Blu-ray player and put the disc in. You're like, I just want to watch this movie, Thor Ragnarok. I haven't done a Blu-ray, but it's like I actually watched it on Netflix the other day because
Yeah,
I was
did
too lazy to get up.
Okay, this is
I
how
was hungover. I just watched it.
Exactly.
this is how lazy I am. I'll have like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie on DVD, HD, or something like that, and I'll fucking download the movie. It's right there. I'm like, I'm not turning the PlayStation on. PlayStation 3 probably wants me to update it.
Yeah,
I'll download
that
it,
fucking thing.
watch a few YouTube videos, be done in 20 minutes, and I'll watch it, and I'll delete it. See you later.
PlayStation 3 updates were brutal. They used to be like, okay, you want to go play your PlayStation 3? No, you got to spend an hour waiting.
Wait
for this update.
72 days.
Dude, I had I don't know, it was
The
Christmas or
slowest
something.
connection.
I have a good connection. I have a fucking wired. But anyway, you know, on Wi-Fi it is terrible.
In the old days. I
Oh,
remember the
God,
old days.
yeah.
PS3 on Wi-Fi, so super slow. But
That was like PS2.
I had
PS3 didn't have a
a
network
He's
adapter
dating
unless you
himself.
just added it.
oh, PS3
The PS3, yeah.
on
His PS3 is
Wi-Fi
terrible.
is super slow, but if you plug it in, it's better. But anyway, I had this guy get a kick out of it.
He loves the word plug it in. He's like, fucking A, I like plugging it in the chicks.
What?
Cricket.
The ones on Craigslist?
Anyway, the point being, it was relevant a second ago. I had a Christmas party, and some nephews wanted to play on the PlayStation machine.
On
Oh,
the
God.
PlayStation machine,
And it was
microwave, car,
Wanted to play on my
automobile.
PlayStation.
Just this year, and I turned it on, boom, update. It needed an update. It's the fucking platform's 10 years old. It still came out with an update, and I had to sit there, and they're like, can we play now? I'm like, it's gonna update for the next hour or so. Maybe you go to bed instead. You know, like...
You know the weird thing was? You know that B to back on the update? You could actually, if you had a single player game, you could just back out of it. It would continue updating in the background while you played your game. But it didn't tell you that on the screen,
Oh,
which
really?
I didn't know because it's like, fuck this thing. Oh my god, what? It needs another 4 hours to update this thing because I played it 3 months ago. I have one for my parents I left it at their house when I moved out like 3 years ago. Again for the second time because I don't want to say that I moved out at the age of 37. But
I did too.
Yeah. But anyway, so I moved
not
in,
37.
moved out, moved in with it.
42.
Anyway, so when I moved out, I left the PS3 there because fuck that thing. And I went to play a game on it, and sure enough, another 3-hour update, and it's like, okay,
Yep.
fuck you, thing. So I just want to play like Split Second, which was
Apparently,
an awesome
PS3
game.
is not the greatest platform.
God no.
Yeah.
You know the problem was it was hard to program for because it had this weird processor. They're like, this will be the most superior processor of all time. So let's make it really hard to program for. And so every game that came out for like Xbox 360 would run at like 600 or 720p. And it would run at like 540p for the PS3 because they're like, I can't fucking program for this.
Because it had like a 16 core fucking.
Oh, it was
setup.
massive. The thing could be used for like NASA shit. And in fact, it was used for like NASA shit, okay?
Yeah.
You could do all sorts of cool shit on it, but the problem was, it was to try to copy a game from an Intel platform or whatever. To this, it was like, oh, that's impossible, so we gotta do a shittier job at it.
Yeah.
And so it was
we
shitty.
can't design it
The
to
PS4
multi-thread to fucking 18 processors.
Yeah, well, there's that. It was the PS4 is awesome because it's just Intel, same as the Xbox. Everybody's like the same. So like, okay, all we need to program for is how the graphics interact with the world, right? DirectX or whatever the PS4 uses. I'm sure it's some garbage made by Sony. But anyways, it's like the PS4 is awesome because it's like, okay.
I haven't played PS3 in a while.
Yeah.
What is PS3?
Oh,
It was that
before you were
PlayStation
born.
ran your
I'm
Console,
kidding.
console or
Before you were
nothing.
born.
It was like when I was like his age, we had ColecoVision. Okay, so
Yeah, actually,
he doesn't even know what that is.
I have no idea what.
Oh
that
god,
is.
you've never seen the controller for that. It was like a giant thing with numbers on it, and then the two buttons were here, and then the joystick was here. So you're like trying to.
I
do
remember
like
playing
this. You got
Asteroids
the
with you on the
worst cramps in
ColecoVision.
this fucking thing.
Yeah.
It was not Asteroids, it was Space Fury.
Space Fury, sorry.
Yes.
But it's
Get it right.
basically
Get it right,
Asteroids.
Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it right, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul Pigeon.
Paul Pigeons.
Yeah. That's my name. I don't know why I should take offense to you calling me by my
Paul
name.
Ratbird.
Take that!
Take that, your name! Motherfucker! Dunk Sidious says my PS3 is gathering dust in a box.
Yeah, the one I bought is
Yep.
actually in the trunk of my car right now, and because my parents, they're none of their basement.
They're finally
but,
kicking you out?
Their crawl space flooded. Oh fuck you, Paul. No, their crawl space flooded, and it got water like everywhere. So like, you gotta take your shit, Richard. And I'm like, okay, here's a bunch of university textbooks that I used once, and then I didn't sell them, and then because they didn't let me at the time.
Yeah.
This was like 20 years old.
Oh, they wouldn't let me sell mine either. I
They're
still
like,
have
they're
them.
like,
sitting
it'll
on
be
the
super
shelf.
valuable, and then now it's like moldy garbage, and it smells like
I
like
bought
shit.
used textbooks for like $100 a pop. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the textbook thing is a scam. I'm sure maybe he doesn't
Listen.
know. But Patrick, you
Listen.
went to school at the era where you could download the textbook to your computer. You couldn't do that when I was in school.
That's empty, by the way.
No, it's just gas.
Well, what
Gave
Brian
Paul-
did
he
was
gave Paul a fart.
We did it!
It's done! Yay! The king has died. Oh, hail the king!
All hail the mini.
Anyway,
Play-Doh.
you're saying. Sorry,
I forgot what we were talking
you
about.
went to
Textbooks.
university textbooks, yeah.
Textbook.
Yeah, he was giving you shit.
Yeah,
'cause
you were wrong.
Aw.
they're good. They're good for about 2 to 3 semesters because after that, the prof is gonna change the questions.
Yeah, just the order
Chapter
of the
4A. Oh shit, I don't have that question. I have the entire textbook, and it tells me the exact same thing, but that one specific question, I ain't got it.
They still did the same shit, but they just changed the order of the questions sometimes.
Yeah.
I'd be like, but my parents would like, don't sell your textbooks. You might need them in the future. It's like, when am I ever gonna do cell biology again? By the time I finished university, of course, that was I'm sure by then they've gotten leaps and bounds. They got things like CRISPR now for gene editing they didn't have in the 90s, and it's like, holy shit, things have changed. But the respiration cycle of cells hasn't changed. I actually shared on Facebook a picture of a slide I tried to do when I was trying to do teaching, because the first thing I thought when I got my degree was, I can't get a job with this degree. Maybe I should try teaching. And I tried teaching, and I was like, I tried to teach them. I was teaching. So I was trying to teach them Krebs cycle of cellular respiration in grade 9. and they all just kind of looked at me blankly with these dead eyes, and it's like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. So it was like, that's why I only got shown what once, and I was like, okay, this is too much for the kids because it's cool. It has all these chemicals and shit on it, and stuff was happening. It was like, basically all they needed to know was like, glucose becomes energy. If glucose is there, but you don't have oxygen, it becomes anaerobic. And then it creates, you know, like what was it, lactic acid or whatever was the end product of the Krebs anaerobic cycle. I was like, but the kids, they were like, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's move on. So yeah, I tried teaching them, and they didn't want to learn. So grade 9 kids, and
I feel the same way.
You done damn good.
My God, when I was teaching, you weren't even in high school yet, fucker.
I probably wasn't.
Holy
born.
shit. Yeah,
When
no,
did
you
you
were
start
born.
teaching?
It was 2002.
I was 10.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I just graduated.
yeah, quit trying to pretend you're 10 years younger than you are. So,
Oh, fucking shots, goddamn fired.
He gets angry when he drinks.
Son of a
Evermore,
bitch.
the anger drink.
Somebody
I
get
love
it.
how we started with, oh, it's so floral and it tastes like apples and it doesn't burn at all.
Anger.
And now we're angry.
No, that was good stuff though.
It's good. It was
Sure.
delicious. Well, you guys, we completed our task.
We did.
We went into depth about so many topics.
I think this is a first.
I don't even know if I can go back over it.
Cheesy what?
I don't know, but
It's just
cheesy
cheese,
cheddar.
I'm eating
cheese
bread.
sauce.
That's
I'm
redundant.
eating bread
What
right
kind of
now.
name is cheesy cheddar?
It's extra cheese.
Well, do you know that cheddar? It's
It's
not
not cheesy.
enough cheesy, so this
So
one is
this-
extra cheesy.
It's extra cheese and cheddar.
I don't even think that probably has any cheddar in it, to be honest.
I licked my finger and that
So,
was pretty gross.
We talked about jiu-jitsu. We talked about scotch at length. We talked about why drinking out of a keg is more fun
Oh, you're making a mess.
than drinking out of a not a keg.
We also talked about getting
Why?
strange off Craigslist.
Hey, we also talked
We
about
did
getting
a
blowjobs off
lot
Craigslist,
of that.
and we
Like
talked
some herpes.
wait HPV and
No,
herpes.
that was
Herpes.
that's even papillomavirus. That's like warts.
Yeah,
But on your junk. Okay? So
and we also
warts.
talked about how Richard's a biologist.
Yeah, he's expert in herpes.
He's collected them all.
It's not Pokemon. Okay?
He sent
Why
it
did
in.
that-
It's pokey something.
No, it's scratchy something.
Oh, that's great.
And we ate pizza and had a good time. And what we did prove, I think, today is even a beer manufactured by a big conglomerate can be fun and make for a good evening.
Yup.
So thank you for joining us on another Dumb Luck Brewing video podcast,
Episode number.
26. And this is Brian.
This is Richard.
This is
No,
Patrick.
This is when you say this is Patrick and
He
Ah.
forgot your name.
no, that's
This is metric.
Can we restart? Can we restart?
This
Okay.
is metric.
Metric.
This
I'd be metric.
is
That's very
Brian.
This is Android.
This is metric.
cool. This is Steve.
And you're awesome. Thank you for watching. And don't forget, we're going to back on Wednesday.
We're not doing
Wednesday, what the fuck?
this. I need time to recover, man.
Yeah, I can't make Wednesday. I should
Go back to it.
This is me trying too hard.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's the
Outro
wrong
music.
song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, outro song was the wrong song.
There you go. Get her banner.
Don't wanna complication. People wanna.
I